And with that, we will go ahead and close down the track for warm-up. We're just about ready to start. Athletes will make their way on the backstretch. We'll start a meeting here pretty soon for our riders. Await that announcement here within about a minute or so. Riders will clear the track. Meeting coming up soon. If you're tuning on the YouTube, thanks for joining us. We're now live at JB Velodrome. If you're here in the Velodrome, thank you for making the trip into the park. Hope you're having a beautiful Friday. And of course, we are indeed having a beautiful evening here together at Marymoor Park. Set for some great racing action. It is the final night of regular season racing here in 2023. September 1st, last Friday night racing that's going to count for the regular season Rider of the Year ongoing championships. And of course, it's a regional championship tonight for the International Omnium and the season finale for the best racing yet, the Kitty Kilos. All coming at you here this evening. Racing to start here in a matter of minutes. QT Food Truck is pulled up and ready to take your order right before the racing starts. They're quick, they're fast, they're delicious. Dreamy Drinks, of course, you can also check them out for some delicious and sweet refreshments. Beverage Garden open. We got merchandise for sale here today at the Velodrome. And with that, I think we can call for our rider meeting on the infield. Athletes, can we please gather up on the infield for a brief meeting? Riders on the infield for a brief rider meeting. Thank you. And welcome. Thank you for tuning in again. This is, of course, Friday Night Racing at the Velodrome. We are about to start our first race here today. We've got 3 sets of International Omniums. You're going to see the same 4 races for 3 different fields. First up is the Cat 1-2 men now coming up to the rail for their scratch race, the first race in the International Omnium competition. We'll talk a lot about how the IO works throughout the racing here today in case you've not watched them before. Riders will start from the rail here, get a few instructions, and we'll get them started in the neutral. The riders currently in the neutral. We'll get them started out of turn 4 if they're all together. Scratch racing is just a race to the finish line for a certain number of laps. This field's going to go for 20 times around the track. The farther in the front you are, the more points you earn for the end of the International Omnium. Basically, this is a big, long points race. Your success in this race just helps you with your start for the final race tonight. If you finish first, you get 15 points, and it descends from there. So the better you finish in the scratch race, the better start you have going into the end of it. Each race will count, but the most important, of course, will be that finale, the points race at the end. Racing now starting the scratch race, the first of 4 in the International Omnium. And this is, of course, a regional championship. At the end, one rider gets to take home the jersey for our region and say, I indeed won for our region here at the end of our season as the International Omnium champion for the Pacific Northwest. Things getting started here in lap number 1 with Kenny Williams, the rider in blue for Center Cycles, leading the first lap. This is a decently long evening of racing, as most of the time our fields compete 3 times on a night, but today they're going to be competing 4 with the longest race at the end. So part of this is not just about how fast you are in the first race. You got to be planning this strategically. When is your time to be your best and your fastest, and can you be successful throughout the 3 races before the points race? So you have to be smart. And part of that, too, is in the early goings of the scratch race, we're going to see these riders kind of working themselves up into their top speed. So not surprising here to see our groups kind of sticking together for a few laps and getting warmed up to get up to speed over the first couple. Andy Baker coming into the front for Liquid Velo, followed by his teammate Dave Chipchase, also for the Liquid Velo racing team. A couple riders pulling up. You can see that hesitation already as the field being pretty hesitant to try to get it up to speed. So the first couple laps, a little bit wait and see mode at the moment. 18 to go. Darlene on the front, number 119. Also for the Center Cycle squad, there's Mario Sandoval, Rider of the Year from 2022, the rider at the front there. He's had some good showings here at the end of August. When it comes to finding champions, the Rider of the Year jersey is sort of the big thing that the riders have been chasing all season. Well, I think the chase kind of gave up a few weeks ago as we realized this rider here, John Bowie, was just not going to be defeated in hardly anything he started. So the favorite here tonight, and overall the strongest rider of our season, right at the front of the group there, John Bowie, is having a great season as an overall athlete. Scott Grinsell says, stop talking about him. I want to go to the front. Giant Racing jumping up to get a nice acceleration going. Galen Erickson for the Gene Johnson cycling team now appears to be putting on his own attack. And every time Galen shows up, it kind of reminds us that if he was here every week, he might be a threat for Rider of the Year. His overall strength off the front of the field, very dangerous. So he'll just go for solo breaks and just move away from the group like this. And this is a threat. We've seen it before this season, and these riders have seen a move like this stick. So they've got to be careful. As Galen's pretty early in the scratch race, probably has enough horses behind him to catch up to him after a few laps of this. So the riders are going to give a little bit of space here for Erickson, maybe trusting that this is going to come back together eventually. But John Bowie, the Rider of the Year, you can see that green and purple jersey coming out of the field. That's the rider that'll start the catch, doing some work here at 15 to go, trying to keep him at least close enough to catch. Might even just try to get all the way up there as he now has, looks like Christian Miller for 10-Speed Hero Racing in the pursuit with Luke Wilson, the rider in blue, right behind him. Galen Erickson can feel the pressure from the catch. He'll pull up before they even get there, knowing he's done his job. Nice little effort there. Open up the legs a little bit. Nothing really lost on a 3-lap effort like that. He'll fall back in and recover before the next effort. 14 to go. The second event in the International Omnium is a tempo race, so the riders will come out and we're going to be announcing them in their starting order based on their points. So you'll get a reminder at each stage throughout the race tonight how many points these riders have so far, so you can kind of keep track of where they are in the overall standings before we get to that finale tonight. It might be a long evening, but luckily we've got all the goods here. Of course, the food trucks and beverage garden open up, and we got a great evening here. The families have rolled in for a Kitty Kilo finale on this beautiful September evening. Again, thanks for making your way into the Velodrome. Good to see a good turnout here at the Velodrome for what is officially our season finale. It's been a good one here in 2023. Vision Grand Prix was well attended, a great evening of racing. Again, the special events we hosted this year, always fun to put them on, and we've had some really great Friday night races to look back on too. If you're out there on Velodrome land, or excuse me, YouTube land, you already know that the viewing's good on our YouTube channel, JB Velodrome. In these early goings, it's always fun to try to find a rider, and if you don't know who to look for, I've already given a few good names to kind of keep track of. 101, your rider of the year from last year. Rider of the year this year, Galen Erickson, the attack off the front, but you might look for, maybe you want to find a young rider to cheer on here today. How about Gallagher here near the front, number 150, just a 16-year-old junior in this Cat 1-2 field, our youngest competitor in this group, and he throws down every single week. There's another rider to watch. So find your rider here in the early goings. It's a long series tonight, and if you haven't watched the racing here this season, I'm happy to point out some riders that have been doing really well and are fun to watch out here, as this field's got a lot of movers and shakers. Lots of attacks are going to come at different times for different reasons. These riders have all sorts of different strengths and styles. No surprise here, again, that's Erickson on the front. You can look for number 130 with that white helmet. There's your rider of the year. That's Bowie. I've nicknamed him the Undeniable One, and he proved his nickname earlier this season because not only was he sort of an overall enduro rider, he'd win the sprint out of these scratch races, but then at the GP, he went and won the darn sprint tournament overall as well. He's on top of the podium between the Kieran and the sprint tournament, and kind of surprising everybody with his incredible top speed. No surprises anymore. We know what he's got on offer. Group taking a bit of a hesitation here, sitting up a little high. Nick Martinez is going to try to put in a bit of a solo effort while the rest of the field sits above the blue line. This is an indicator that they're in slow movement here. When they ride high, it's kind of that move to the right, slow down, let things reset again. The fast lane's down low, and that's where Martinez is going to be sitting for now at 7 to go. Nice break here for the rider from Coefficient of Speed. Looking back at the field here, we actually see Merrick Gallagher. That's that junior rider. The rider with that red helmet and the red bike starting to push ahead. The 16-year-old for the Jerry Baker Jr. team trying to do some work to catch our leader. And there's your rider of the year as well. Right behind him, another local favorite, Matty Hers, number 104, the speedster for Coefficient of Speed with the white helmet. Another rider to watch tonight. He pulls up off the front quickly here, knowing it's a long night in the scratch race. Looks like it's going to bring back together the leader, as now Galen Erickson wants to make the move. And also Andy Baker drawing forward on this acceleration here. Looks like that's enough to put Martinez back on the defensive and up high, as he'll reset himself at 5 laps to go. Moving into the final portion here tonight. Lynch, another rider for the Gene Johnson cycling team, number 152, trying to put in some effort here, with Gallagher matching the effort. This kind of stretches our field out a bit here as we hit the back straight. We're going to be at about a mile remaining here. Maybe you don't want to review the action on video. You'd rather go back and look at the still photos. How about our sponsor, DBC Photo, over in turn 3 over there. There's Dennis with the big camera. He puts up a lot of our promotional material. If you want to check out any of his action shots he takes or any of the other local work he does, it's dbcphoto.com. Thanks again to Dennis and all the great work he does to support the Velodrome for all these years. Our season finale here, well underway here in this scratch race. Not many laps left, and you can feel the field sort of now realizing nothing's going to get away at this point. We might as well just start playing it careful. So now it's all about positioning as they go in this kind of low speed portion of the race. This is about riders getting into where they want to be, so you'll see some shifting going on. Watch for some of the names I've already called to come to the front. Everybody's watching Bowie like a hawk, so he's at the front, and the rest of the field will sit right behind him. As he rides high, so do they. Gallagher and Hers right there, two of the names I've called out. Gallagher's going to take a bit of a jump here, not a huge attack. He's just creating a little bit of movement. In fact, he's just about 70% now as he heads down the backstraight. He's still waiting and looking around. He sees the field following his trail now, down the sprinter's lane. We got the lineup at the front with Bowie, Hers, and Baker. There's Christian Miller, who's had some great results as well, the rider from 10-Speed Hero, the rider in white, who will continue to push the pedals. He'll come up to the front a little bit now. Nobody wants to take the hold of the lead right now. They're going to let this reset again at 2 to go. Couple of the Center Cycles riders going down low. Maybe another rider that you want to cheer on is former tight end for the Seattle Seahawks, number 182. That's Luke Wilson. The big guy, former Seahawk, now a track cyclist. He's been coming out here most of our season. Always fun to watch him rolling around out here on the Friday night racing crew, and we're going to see what he's able to do in the middle of this group. As now there's some good acceleration from Bowie. About to come into the bell lap. Find your rider, and it's time to cheer. 1 to go. 1 to go. That's right, the riders can hear you. It brings up the acceleration, makes them go faster. You think they're going quick, just watch as they get into this sprint, well over 30 miles an hour, 35 even. You're going to see these riders accelerate big time down the back straight. Bowie has the front. He has no contenders here. He's just going to pull away from the front. Bowie beginning to look very dominant here once again. It looks like Ericsson's trying to hold on to the acceleration. Going to be Bowie, Ericsson, Baker will be top 3 coming out of the scratch. A great finish for those 3 riders. No surprise to see Bowie lead out the action. And great acceleration there down the home straight. Clean sprint from the front. Nobody thinks they're going to come around Bowie, and they're not able to do it. And your riders will exit on the back straight as they can, please. Riders exit on the back straight. Next group up. It's time for the Open Women for their scratch race. The first step in their International Omnium to the rail. That's right, we're streaming live right now. If you're here at the Velodrome and want to check out the streaming action or want to share it with friends and family, go to velodrome.org/live. That's velodrome.org/live. You can scroll down a little bit and find the live video right now. Jump in the stream, share it with friends and family, leave a comment, ask a question on the live chat. I'll even answer it there. We're watching and monitoring it right now. About ready to start our Open Women for the scratch race, their first race tonight in the International Omnium. And riders away for the neutral. Once again, it's a regional championship race here at the International Omnium for these riders. At the end of the night, one rider atop the podium to say, I took home the regional championship for 2023 in the International Omnium. Currently in the neutral, we'll start them out of turn 4. The format is much the same. The laps will be 15 this time for the competitors in this group. Up next, your final field tonight, we've got Cat 3 competitors also going out for the scratch race to begin this International Omnium. Racing underway, 15 laps. Scratch race now starting. Edwards for Team Mama Bear on the front. Most of the riders that make their way here to the Velodrome are local athletes, folks from around the greater Seattle area. So They work amongst us. They live amongst us, these riders. They make it their weekend journey to come out here to the Velodrome and throw down at the Velodrome on these Friday nights. Train throughout the week when they can, work with their teams, find times to go on those group rides, and come out here for some fun. And this is a very great community of athletes we have here in Redmond, Washington. And the last Velodrome in the Pacific Northwest within the United States, representing Portland area, of course, all of Montana, Idaho, Washington State. Many riders coming in from the British Columbia area as well, though there are 2 velodromes to our north. And that's what the regional championships kind of represents, is this greater region, the bigger community outside the Seattle area, all invited during these races. They're also eligible to take home the jersey if they make their way here. Today, definitely a very heavy Seattle area competition. Next year, we're going to have lots of opportunities during the summer. If you want to get involved with racing here at the Velodrome, we can start riders of any age out here in some way or fashion. The very youngest riders are invited, of course, for more kitty kilos next year. At around 8 years old is a great age for riders if they're considering starting in the junior camps. We have bikes small enough for an 8 and 9-year-old to get on these fixed gear bikes and learn their skills. That happens through either the Youth Try the Track classes or, of course, Camp Velo, the week-long opportunity for the kids here at the Velodrome. If you're an adult looking to get started as well, we've got weekend classes that are available. They're just 4 hours long, and they get you really all over the bike and over the Velodrome here, so you know exactly what you need to do to learn how to race. And after that, you're invited to be part of our beginning racing on Monday nights, unless that's the change, of course, into next season. We'll let you know during the off season as we make any changes to our plans for 2024. But all those great programs will be back, and you can always check during the off season our website, velodrome.org. Stay tuned on our socials at JB Velodrome as well. Reminder to our fans that are here, just make sure no feet underneath the railing onto the Velodrome race surface at any time. No hands hanging over the edge, and of course loose articles of clothing or anything like that. That may endanger our riders. We ask for your help in keeping it safe all the way around the Velodrome, around that railing. Thank you. Scratch race underway here for the Open Women. Here's your rider of the year right at the front. It's Annette Williams. Underneath that, she's got the colors of the Center Cycles team, so it's got that blue jersey on. But today, she once again has the green and purple on for our overall strongest rider. Annette, a multiple-time decorated Master National Champion. She's got all sorts of great experience here, one of the smoothest and fastest sprinters in this field every week. At the front, you got Program Director Edwards racing for Team Mama Bears. Lucy Dorr makes the big jump off the front. This is a fun kid to cheer for. Pretty new to the team here, JB Velodrome squad, the JB Juniors. And already, look at this. This is the kind of power that Dorr possesses, a very young rider in this group. And she's just putting in a really great season, number 28. So she's going to put some pressure on this field and say, you got to hold on to this acceleration here today in the scratch. Talked about her more than once this season, having a really bright future with this kind of motor, this kind of endurance that she's already putting together. Such a young competitor. 2 chasers here trying to hold on. In fact, if we go back to the main field now, it looks like Williams having to scramble up. Feel like this might be the move. So Dora pulling this race apart. A nice move for one of the juniors. Caitlin Parlerbrook for the Breakfast Racing Team finds the wheel pretty quickly, as does Rue Tomko, another one of our riders, putting in a great season, showing great improvement throughout 2023. These juniors get faster and faster every week. Here's your group of 4 now as Williams makes the catch. An important move here in the overall race. Make it now almost 5 as we got one more in pursuit, just about to make this the front group of 5, and the chasing group getting pulled apart, realizing the race is getting away from them. There's Rue at the front at 8 to go. It's Victoria Park, number 18, made that move all the way up to get into this group of 5. And so now really the race kind of pulling away from the rest of these chasing riders. I see one more brave rider from the Jerry Baker Juniors, Charlotte Westover, trying to pull away from this chasing group. Kind of solo in the break right now with other riders maybe a bit more inspired to move now that Westover's in chase. But back to the field, it looks like they've slowed down their tempo just a hair as they've gotten away. So this might give a chance for some of the riders to get back on. There's Tori at the front at 7 to go. And they're slowing down here a little bit. That's allowed this race to get a bit closer together. Once again, it's Westover putting in a really big effort. Maybe looking for some help here. And she'll stay in the lane. Maybe still wants to try to drive this thing. Now getting out of the way. Thinking maybe we can get some help to get this bridge back together again. And Edwards pulling up as well. That gap still sitting there, so our front five still doing some good work here. There's Dora at the front once again. 6 to go. Williams right behind her. Lowell Safranek, number 228, was the rider with that bright yellow helmet, trying to bring the group back up again. This is still really at two groups that are within striking distance. It's not totally apart here. And we'll see within the next couple laps if they're able to close this down before the sprints really engage from the front. And there's Dora at the front again, showing a little bit of wear and tear from the early efforts trying to pull this race apart. Not quite in the same speed we saw at the beginning, so kind of keeping this thing together at 5 to go. Safranek looking like they want to catch here, maybe making the work to finally bring this race all back together again. And with that, it sort of looks like the race rejoining on the back straight as Williams is on the front, just kind of maintaining tempo. That's a tiring effort for these chasing riders, though. They're certainly feeling like that was a pretty big effort just to get back to this stage, and that's going to make it hard for them here at the next time when the speed comes and once this acceleration returns. That's Pellerbrook again coming to the front, the rider for the Breakfast Racing team. At 4 to go. Getting down to the end here, the field all together after that tough effort from the chasing field to bring this all back together. Your groups now combined all together at 2 to go. Pick your favorite, find your rider. Just about to get into this final sprint. Again, the ride of the year did just enough of work. That's Annette Williams, number 11. Definitely a favorite here tonight, especially in this upcoming group sprint. Maybe you want to see that speedster, the youngster Dorr, have some fun here tonight. Find a good win here. Rue Tomko's had some really good results as well. That's the junior with the pink colored helmet, now just coming to the front. They've had some great results here in 2023 and shown some great acceleration when needed. In fact, here comes Rue now, almost feeling that we're calling their name. Rise the bells ringing. It's 1 to go. Who will take home the scratch? The first step here in the International Omnium. There comes Dora again, making their attack around on the red line. Annette Williams following in closely. Here comes Tori Park, also number 18, trying to hold on through turn 2. Rue Tomko still leading the thing. Here goes Dora around the right side, down to the flat of the back straight. Williams still on the wheel, glued on nicely, just waiting to make the move. This should be textbook. Tori's right there as well, though. This is a lineup of 3, being led by Dora, still so strong from the front. A good move by the junior. Here comes Tori, trying to make it fast as well. Williams moving up and right to the right side. Williams, Dora, Tori, number 18, on the right side. Unofficially came across the line just ahead of Williams to take the scratch. Only a 1-point difference between the two there, but we will give the early advantage for your rider. It looks like Park should come up first. Here comes Cat 3 men for the scratch race, the first for the International Omnium. About ready to start.
Let's go, Gavin.
You need to believe
Remember, the winner of the scratch is really just setting themselves up for the overall competition. It really comes down to the final points race. Winner gets 15 points to carry forward in each of the races before the points race. So theoretically, the best start a rider could have for the points race would be starting the race with already 45 points in the bank. So winning the scratch race is all about setting yourself up for the big finish, and we'll see here for our Cat 3 men. A good showing here tonight. Another big field for these riders. We'll see which one of them can get the early start. We'll talk a little bit about some of our riders to watch here as they go around for this 15-lap scratch, just about ready to start. And the sound of the whistle means racing has begun. 15 to go. Mike Ritter, number 321 for the Dyna Racing team, takes the first lap and gets things started. Pretty sure I know some of the youngsters are here who they're going to be cheering on. We got Miles Morales, yes, one of the many of the Spider-Men. Made it all the way over here to race tonight. Right at the front. Look at that awesome helmet, too. So there's an easy one to cheer for here. 14 to go. Peter Snowblin, number 347 for AirTech Racing, takes over at the front here. Right behind him, another one of our speedsters in this bunch sprints. We've seen Mike George with some great moves this year. That's the rider in blue, number 307. Certainly one to watch. You want another junior to cheer on amongst the crew. Don't forget, we got Fairbanks out here, one of our young riders. Gavin Fairbanks, he's about 4 wheels back right now. You can see him in the all black, kind of in that low aero position. Keegan, thank you. Good effort here tonight for this rider. If Keegan have a good night in a group sprint, he is certainly one to watch in this Cat 3 field as his top speed keeps getting better every week. 2 more juniors have made their way up here. 3 more, pardon me, all the way from Portland. You can find them kind of in the neon purple and blue kit. Their team Epic, East Portland Youth Cycling Team. Some more great riders to watch here tonight. The first of them to upgrade, Gavin Newman, the rider with that white bike. He's about now 5th wheel in the lineup. Always a fun rider to watch. Very smart, very savvy, and with good speed to him as well. So we'll see how some of our youngsters throw down here tonight in the Cat 3 field. I'm sure the Kitty Kilo riders would love to see a junior find a win tonight. Our under 18 riders, or of course Spider-Man. They're cheering your name, Spider-Man. I did a lot of commenting back during Fred's race on Gavin Fairbanks, Keegan's younger brother, who's also a racer and competitor. Kitty Kilo riders to staging, please. If you signed up for the Kitty Kilo tonight, we're going to have you head on over back near where you signed up so you can kind of get in order. Older kids to the front, younger to the back. Kitty Kilo, if you signed up today, we're going to get you set up now. Near where you signed up, older kids to the front, younger kids to the back. We're going to try to kind of separate things out for the Kitty Kilo riders. Results from the first race and the second race, the first 2 scratches have been posted on the live folder. Riders, you can check those results at velodrome.org/live. You can also check, of course, the Tempo start list, which will have those points listed by your name. I'll be doing the same. Peter Snowblin getting some acceleration here for AirTech Racing. There's Team Epic's Gavin Newman coming to the front. Local legend Z-Dog is also here for the Fellstoop Racing team. He pulls up and out of the way quickly. Resetting the tempo here once again, and 9 to go. Jamie Park, number 320, had a good showing during Fred's race and is a good overall speedster as well for the Dyna Racing team. Probably going to be looking to see him near the front of a bunch sprint if he can position himself correctly in this big field tonight. So watch out for number 320, Jamie Park, this evening. Field coming back together at the Stanley sign in turn 3. Not as much as we saw in the Cat 1-2 field when it comes to the attacks off the front. Things are generally staying together here. A little bit of acceleration, push and pull here near the front. Here comes Keegan again, our local junior rider in this field, number 444. And if he gets in the right place at the right time, he's a bit of a rocket. You're going to see him just take off like in a very explosive turn of speed. Kind of watch his position over the next couple of laps and see what the youngster can do in this field. Mike Westover there at the front gives room for another one of our riders from Team Epic. I believe that's going to be Ryder coming to the front for the moment, Ryder Carlson. He's number 461. The other junior rider in there for the youngsters that want to find their kin. Luke Tallman's here, 434. He's kind of midfield. Again, those riders coming all the way up from Portland know this is a regional championship. It's fun to come up here, and they've been making a lot of showings here on Friday nights throughout August and even all the way back into July. Big presence during the junior takeover weekend we had this year. Snoblin there at the front for just a moment, gives way at 6 to go. That's John Reinders for Team Sports at the front there, the rider in white. Westover on a bit of a small attack here, just trying to keep the acceleration going as the field wants to maybe take a bit more rest. Jamie Park follows but doesn't want to take the lead. Newman thought maybe something was happening. He comes out of the field, but he decides to go for Newman here. Feeling this might be an opportunity to make something happen at 5 to go. The window's open. He jumps through it on a nice attack here. Now Newman on the front. The rest of the field scrambles to try to hold on quickly. They will not let him go. A quick reaction from the athletes signals this is not the time to make that kind of break. A couple of those names I've called moving towards the front a little bit there. There's Jor still following Snoblin, the rider in blue. Had some good finishes here this season. We'll be interested to see how he plays out this International Omnium. This is a good race for him to try to find the front on. And at 4 to go, here comes Serge Malikian as well, trying to come up around the side there, number 336. Rider that I haven't called much means they've been hiding in the field. You think that means they may not be strong? It might just mean they're smart. Staying off the front means they are saving effort for later. And this field hasn't really pulled apart. There's been no real need to work on the front in too many cases. So saving your effort in the middle, not a bad call here today. And in fact, Spider-Man's still in the mix here, and he's known as sort of a sprinting specialist. That's his whole thing. So if this field stays together just like this, he's going to try to find a good spot to make an attack too. So don't count out Miles Morales here in this finish. 3 to go for the riders. Jordan Green pulling the field around at the moment. They're all following him at the blue line. Nobody wants the lead at this current moment. They just saw 3 to go, coming around into 2 to go at this point. There's Joris coming to the front. Jamie Park down in the sprinter's lane, the rider in pink. Nobody wants to stick on that front for long. You can see some pretty quick rotations happening here at the front of the group. 2 to go. Watch the positioning now of these riders. They're going to pick a wheel. They're going to try to find their lane. So now everybody's kind of in that mind zone of where do I need to be in this field to have the opening I need for the finishing sprint. And of course, we get the benefit of watching it the whole way around. Here goes Spider-Man off the front a little bit here, trying to get things going. Just trying to see if he can get a bite. Mike Jor is willing to try to match tempo. Field coming up to speed now as they hit turn 4, pardon me. Here comes Jors coming on the home straight. The big move for the rider in blue. Wants to take it all the way around the track. 1 to go. 1 to go. Good move for Jors here. Snoblin holding onto the wheel nicely. There's Jamie Park also in the mix. Here comes Gavin Newman on his counterpunch. He's trying to get up to the front. Good acceleration for Newman from Team Epic. He's coming up onto the wheel. It's going to be a group of 4, make it 5, going down the back straight. It's still Jors on the front. Snoblin holding onto the wheel now. Here comes Park around the right side. Newman flying in hot. Can the rider from Portland do it again? A nice move from Newman. One of our juniors trying to take on Jors. It will be Newman taking the scratch. A nice start for the kid. Park will take it second. Jors third. A great first 5 there. A lot of the names we talked about showing their strength here in the scratch race. We'll see them again later, but they'll get a good start here in the International Omnium. Riders will take a bit of a break here as they're going to come and exit on the back straight. And the next thing up, Kitty Kilo finale. That's right. We've got ourselves one more day, one more evening, one more go with the Kitty Kilo here in 2023. The youngsters sign up for free for a fun lap around the track. We're going to bring up our oldest group first, down onto the track. Nowhere in front of that start line, please. That's right. The youngsters taking some fun laps around here. We will bring them all up one after another until we're all wrapped up. After that, we've got the Marymoor Crawl Championship.
All right, we got a first big kid group. Are you ready?
Yeah!
I heard a no one. I'm confused. Are you coming out here? You are ready. Look at this big bike. That's a fancy looking bike. All right, get on and we'll wait for you. You are going to do one super fast lap. Here we go. Ready, set, go!
Off they go. One time around the track. You got to make all the noise you'd make for the other athletes every time you see them. You only get one chance. That's right. The future, I like to say the future of sport and everything else great here in Redmond, Washington, going around here in front of us. Big mission here at the Velodrome is to support the kids. We do it in a lot of ways. This is one of our favorites. Usually first and third Fridays in the month. But July was like Kitty Kilo season, man. We had one race practically every week for the whole month. Lots of kids out here, including during the junior takeover when we had probably about 100 participants in the Kitty Kilo. It was a great time to see. Derby Days also, lots of kids here during Derby Days 2023. Here come your first finishers. The Beverage Garden's going nuts, except for the ones holding the phones taking video. Here they come. Nice out of the saddle finish for the kids. Nice riding. Nice work all the way around the Velodrome. Come on to the grass. Did you know that if we're not racing here, there's no other programs going on? This is public land, public park, and this space can be utilized by the public. We ask that you be careful and cautious. If there are fixed gear bikes out here, helmets required and fixed gear bikes only. Otherwise, the schedule's open and we're not out here doing our thing. You can come out here and try this with your kids sometime later and let them ride around and get used to it. We also can offer you, of course, the great classes in 2024. The Youth Try the Track classes, totally free, kind of intended for 8-year-olds and up. More information about that while these kids are in their fast lap.
All right, this next group is very anxious. Are you ready? They are ready. They're all past the start line. Here we go. Ready, set, go!
One to go, one to go. To your left, go to your left. To your left, to your left. Stop dodging them. Go left, go left, go left. Good. Yes. Not too left. There we go. Yeah, still stay on the concrete. So Youth Try the Track class, again, intended for 8-year-olds or above to about 8 to 16 or so to come out here and get some fun on the fixed gear bike. We've got bikes that'll fit the youngsters really well, thanks to our great rental fleet. And the class is totally free to sign up for. It's 1 hour long. That's going to be coming back again in 2024. I'm sure we're going to have lots of opportunities for those signups. Riders during that hour get support from the Velodrome staff, so you're not left alone. It's not just you and a bike. You've got some help. Don't worry. We also have adult Try the Track classes, which are donation accepted, but free registration otherwise. That's right. Put your hands together. Nice looking finish here for the kids. They get younger. They smile more, too. I love it. The bigger smiles on the younger faces. Nice finish. All right. Couple more and coming on to the home straight here. The smaller bikes, they've got to turn those pedals. Look at them go. Ooh. That was a good finishing pose. Nice work. Come up to the start line. Here we go. Next group's coming up. No early starts now. Marcopa coming on the chat saying, Zequan, return of the legend. I like it. Where's Z-Dog out there? He's out there hanging somewhere.
All right, this group, are you ready?
Yeah!
Do one super fast slap. Oh my gosh. Ready, set, go.
To the left, to the left, to the left. Every single bike you own down to the left. In addition to those youth Try the Track classes, another way we support the juniors is that we have our Camp Velo week-long camp. Again, same age group, roughly 8 to 16 is the suggested age group where we can fit them on the bike and get them started. It's 1 week, basically a couple hours each day, right in the middle of the day, a perfect opportunity for the kids to get on the bike and learn the basics. At the end of the week, they are invited to be part of the junior racing program. And these kids are not going to wait until they're 8. They are trying to go up into those corners. I swear, these youngsters are braver and braver every single year. Here they come. Onto the home straight. Some great finishes here. The Mohawk helmet and the good dismount. That was cool. Nice style. Love it. Great finish here for all the kids getting all the way around the track. Some of them braving up there in corner 3. Let me tell you, we got to include instructions about where the cement is. Don't cross the blue line. Nice work. Look at these good smiles. Almost there. Keep going. To your left, down to the grass. Nice job. Okay, our next group, come on out. Next group out. That's right, Camp Velo, the week-long class. Riders that finish it start racing on junior racing nights. This season, that was on Monday nights, so that's another way you can show kids a little bit about racing. Hold on, Noah. Hold on. Go back to the start line, dude. I like the name tags. I was able to call the name. I'm in teacher mindset already. To the start line. Stay under the blue line. You can do it. Stay under the blue line. There you go. You got to stay on the concrete.
All right, this next group, are you ready? Okay, one big lap. Ready, set, go!
Off they go. Another time around the track. So yeah, one way you can show the kids a little bit more about track racing, our junior racing, again, this season, Monday nights. Don't anticipate that'll change, but it always could in the off-season, depending on our conversations with the Marymoor Velodrome Association and our membership. But you could just bring them out here. It's totally free to come watch racing on a Monday night, see the juniors compete. A lot of our members of the Jerry Baker Junior team will be racing on Mondays, as well as our staff to support them, as well as the adult beginners too. So it's a really good night if you just want to see what it looks like to start racing at the community we have here. Lots of great ways to get involved with the support here. Of course, this Velodrome considered big and gentle. It's got a very nice curvature in the corners where you can even do this because of the Velodrome we have. If those kids went up in the corners on a faster, more extreme bank Velodrome, that would be bad news. But here it's usually all right. The kids can figure it out just fine. So a great place to learn the sport of track racing. Here comes your finishers on the home straight. Whoa! Look at this lineup of the little bikes flying in fast. All right. Another Mohawk. That always wins in my book. I think the Mohawk equals at least a mile an hour of speed. Minimum. All right, another good group of finishers here. Nice job. And let's bring our next group for the Kitty Kilo down to the start line. No early starters. Go down to coach. Coming up here very soon, we're going to have the Marymoor Crawl Championships. So riders that like to participate in the crawl, that'll be coming up here very quickly.
Right, so our next group, I think this might be our last pedal bike. We'll see. There's a lot of kids. This group, are you ready? Yeah! Ready, set, go!
Woo, 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 woo. One more time for the big group of kids here on the pedal bikes. Push bikes coming up next. The push bike derby. Oh man. Whoa, Spider-Man got a bit smaller in this group. Nice. Man, those kids are spinning out there. Woo. One down in corner two, but he's going to be bouncing back. Just watch this. Here he goes, right back up. Perfect. Didn't even notice. Phenomenal riding. Look out for the kids. You got this, guys. Navigate the traffic. Eyes up. Don't go up on the Velodrome. That's a bad move. Don't go up on the Velodrome. That's not good. Captain Marvel into the grass, into the grass. Nice job. Whoa, nice good finish here. Head down, drilling it right down the home straight. Nice work. Man, look at the spin on this one. Zooming. Nice job. All the way to the grass. Keep coming. Keep going. Keep going. Nice job. All right. More speedsters coming in here. Oh, this is our first field that had the smart kids that took the warm-up circle as the shortcut. Love to see it. Keep going, almost in the grass. Nice job. Keep going, nice sprinting. I always love the youngest group. It's got the morale of the parents right alongside. They had to run a quarter mile just to do this thing, folks. Who worked harder, the kids or the parents? I'll let you decide. That's right. Maz and Paz knows what's up. They're like, come on now. Nice job around the track. We had two Spider-Mans here. Spider-Man's everywhere. Man, oh man. Stan Douglas is getting some serious fans. I mean, Miles Morales. Push bike derby time on the home straight. The youngest group coming onto the track now. And our last group to start after this will be the crawl. And then we get into the tempo. We're back into the International Omnium. There are approximately 1,000 kids over there is what it looks like from here.
Yes, 1,000 is an accurate number.
All right.
All right, push bikers, you are going the straightaway, and you're going to be cheered on forever. Spectators, are you ready for the push bike derby? All right, ready, set, go!
Here they go, down the home straight. The best sprint in all of track cycling now underway. A big early start for our rider here in yellow. Look at this, kicking away. Oh, what a finish. Oh, look at these first couple across the line. Great speed here. Good smiles and good acceleration down the home straight. Come on down, we're almost there. Wow, look at all the kids. They're everywhere. Nice job, we're all done. Down to your left, come on down. The herding has begun. We've got 3 bonus lap kids going around turn 1 and 2. Their parents are concerned about a deal. They're gonna make sure they get every single lap they can get out of this. You love it, you gotta love it. All right, almost there. A few more awesome finishers here. The scooters and everything. Oh, it's brilliant. Perfect. That's a textbook finish there. Let mom do all of it. Nice work. Yeah. All right, we've got a couple of kids trying to take some bonus time. We need to get the kids off, though, for our next race. So we're encouraging everybody to head back towards the entrance where you came on. Come on back out, everybody. All the kids and all the parents will make their way back to the entrance where you came onto the track. All of our riders, all the parents, all the kids, all the bikes. Back out the way you came in. Nice job, everybody. Come on over. All the bikes and all the kids. Time to exit. All the parents and all the kids, follow the crowd on out. Thank you very much. How about one more really loud cheer for the finale for the Kitty Kilo? Congratulations, all of our riders, and thank you for joining us. It's always so fun to watch the parents make their way out here and enjoying the Velodrome community with us. Hopefully you can stick around for a little bit more racing. We've got the food truck ready for you. You can pick up a delicious quesadilla, a rewarding, delicious drink from Dreamy Drinks. And if you can partner up with another parent or two, you might sneak in for a beverage or two as well from Postdoc Brewing or Locust Ciders. No kids allowed in the beverage garden, of course. 21 and older here at our Velodrome. On deck, the crawl, about ready to start. Crawl competitors already starting to head to turn 4. If you want to be in the crawl, head on over. As soon as the kids are out and we close the gate, we can get the racing started. Crawl competitors to turn 4. Check Marymoor, or check our website, velodrome.org/kittykilo. You can find that pretty quickly on Google. Just search for Kitty Kilo. If you live in the area, it should come up right away at the top of the list for the dates in 2024. We'll post it to the website. You can expect, once again, most likely the first and third Fridays of the month was our plan this season, likely to continue into 2024. Love to have you back for some more Kitty Kilos if you're here in the Redmond area. If you know somebody who's got a youngster who likes riding their bike, it's a good excuse to come out on a Friday night, enjoy the lights with us here, some great racing, and have a little bit of fun on the Velodrome. Thanks again for making this season so fun. All the parents that came out. This was a pretty impressive season. I think we had nearly 100 kids every single time we ran this Kitty Kilo. Pretty awesome to see. And it's that time of night to get excited for the crawl. One of the best places to watch it from is the Stanley Beverage Garden. Did you know that our $7 pint pours are basically a donation right back to the Velodrome? Because thanks to our partners at Postdoc Brewing and Locust Ciders, that's a big moneymaker for us. So you can feel good about coming in the Beverage Garden tonight. It supports our racing programs. Our nonprofit depends on donations from you. Our members, of course, doing their membership, and our off-season auction are the primary ways that we make income, that we continue to maintain this Velodrome. Lots of costs that go and associate with making sure that this place is open and running at its best. So you can head to the Beverage Garden, feel good about your night, and feel good about your purchase. Getting some goodies from Postdoc Brewing and Locust Cider. Thanks again to our local beverage sponsors for stepping up big again here in 2023. You can always say thank you to them also by being patrons of their businesses. You can find Locust Ciders. They've got a delicious tasting room right here in Redmond now, in the Redmond Town Center, the original spot up in Woodinville. Postdoc Brewing also here in Redmond, just outside of Marymoor Park. Good chance here also to pick up some merchandise on your way out. I believe we might still have a few things set out, but most importantly, the food, maybe that's closed now, I don't know. But most importantly, QT Food Truck and Dreamy Drink still here for the kids if they're looking for a quick little bit of fun before they head off for the night and get your dinner all taken care of. Our kids are made their way off, and we are about ready to start here. The Marymoor Crawl, all lined up in turn 4 and ready to get going. Our official bout giving the start sound here. They'll let them know the whistle is the beginning of the race and a countdown that is unknown to all of us here, except for basically the bell ringer. Will Fowler over there has got the secret number. He knows when the timers run out, he gets to ring the bell. Until then, riders must stay up on their bikes. Not put a foot down. They can't lean on anybody else. They can't leave the racing surface. They got to keep themselves upright until that bell rings. Once it rings, it's 1 to go. And it's a fast sprint all the way around the track. It's the slowest and longest lap in track racing. The original, the OG here, Marymoor Crawl, now just getting underway. We don't know how long they got to sit here for, but Andy Baker says, I'll come up a little closer for a little bit of cash. Ooh. Playing hard to get. Rough. If you want to bring up the big cash, you go on the other side of the finish line. That's one way to do it. Decent little starting group here. It's our quote-unquote championship for the Marymoor Crawl, because it is championship, the end of championship month. Technically, that's August, but being our finale, we thought we'd have one more crawl here, have a little extra fun for it. Newman just comes rolling through. He was just hunting for cash. I can see it. Baker's already all the way at the front up here. Let's see what's going down here on the field. Is it James Campbell Harris is coming? Oh, Baker's already crossed the line. Campbell Harris is trying to grab some cash, and the line is coming up awfully fast. There goes Campbell Harris. Keegan going to grab some cash, and right across the line goes Keegan. We're down to what? Already down to, looks like we got 6 riders remaining here. There's Ruud Tomko coming to the front. Oh, foot down and eliminated. Z-Dog, the legend himself, up towards the front here. Fell Soup Racing. No, the bell's already ringing. Go, go, go. 1 to go. Oh, man. Bowie's looking around trying to see who's going to make the attack here. Oh, the big move here for Center Cycles coming down on the back straight. I believe that's Tomko trying to make the move. And Bowie will jump on the wheel. It's Bowie and Tomko coming around the corner. One more time here for Bowie coming around the side. The undeniable, the unstoppable one. It's Bowie for another victory here in the crawl as Tomko makes a nice move at him. Comes across the line 1 and 2. They'll both take home some bonus cash here in the crawl for the fun and for being here today. Yeah, that's right. And guess what's starting right now? Cat 1-2 men coming to the rail. We're about to call them in order, so stand by. I got to let Bowie get around here before we get started, as he's at the top of our list. So I'll give him a few seconds. He's rolling. He knows it's coming. We now resume action for the International Omnium Regional Championship. Up first, of course, the Cat 1-2 men, and called in order as they won the scratch race. I'll announce their points in order. First up, your winner from the scratch race for Waterline Racing with 15 points, John Bowie. In second place currently with 14 points for Gene Johnson Cycling, Galen Erickson. And in third place currently with 13 points for Liquid Velo, Andy Baker. Maria Sandoval has 12, Merrick Gallagher with 11, Matty Hers with 10, Nolan Adams 9, Christian Miller 9, Austin Hildreth 8, Kenny Williams 7, Carl Hafer 7, Andrew Lynch 6, Scott Grinsell and Luke Wilson 5, Mike Darlene 4, Dave Chipchase and Nick Martinez 3, Daniel Tomko 2. All riders to the rail now in order for the start here in the tempo. Riders in the neutral here for the tempo. We'll continue this International Omnium where riders at the front of this race. At the end of it all, the rider with the most number of points will get the most points carried forward. Not the number that they earn in this race, but the rider with the most gets 15 moving forward. That might be a bit confusing, but we'll make sense of it as we go along. This is the tempo now in the neutral. Get them started out. Turn 4 if they're all together. The race is basically going to happen at the front, and this is a race that rewards consistent effort at the front of the field. Essentially, once this thing gets underway, you'll see the rider at the front's be getting points all throughout this race until it's all said and done. The rider with the most number of points at the end is your winner. Any ties for the number of points left are broken by position on the final sprint. Rider with the most number of points will advance here in the Omnium with 15, and every position below that will descend from there. Racing underway, 15 to go here in the International Omnium's tempo race for the Cat 1-2 man, Chip Chase. Chip's got a chip on his shoulder, decides he wants to get off the front a little bit here and make it happen right away on lap number 1. No point here on the opening lap, but Chip's still going to make it fast. The bell will ring on 13 to go, indicating the points at the front. Leader on the next lap gets a point. Leader on the next lap. Only the first rider, of course, is awarded that point, so it only pays to lead the lap. Here goes Big Luke Wilson on the front trying to make the attack as the bell was ringing, but he's got Matty Hers in his shadow trying to take it from him. Only the first rider gets the point. It looks like Hers should have the turn to speed. Hers for coefficient of speed with the interception. If you like these two riders, this is the race potentially already starting to get away from the field. They're going to have to start reacting here. Matty Hers looking like he's trying to be really quick here, get away from this field and get early points. Hers for a second point now. A great move here for the rider from coefficient of speed. Hers your leader with 2 points after 2 laps of point getting here. He will be seeing 10 to go, and he's certainly on path to get his third. This is a good start here. Any points in the tempo are very valuable. This is not a terribly long race, and with it only being 1 point at the front, even getting 1 or 2 points is very, very important here. It guarantees that you're probably going to be near the top of the finishing order just by this move alone. So a good savvy move here for her as he saw the opportunity. The window was there. Took a chance, and it's working out nicely here as the field's letting him sit here for a bit longer. Going to be able to pick up some more value for this attack. Coming across here the line next up will be his 4th point. Everybody else looking for their first. Hers still turned the pedals nicely here. 9 to go. Nick Martinez doing a little bit of work here. Galen Erickson will take over the front now, number 130, just for a second. Christian Miller looks like he's willing to go down the sprinter's lane a little bit here. Nobody's wanting to do too much catching here. Everybody's sitting up. So really your leader is going to continue to just gain more points here. It's just going to be, I mean, one way to look at this is if you let him go and just wait till the end, you can just make it a scratch race behind the leader. This is not the end of the race here. This is part of the Omnium, so you don't have to go all in and try to catch Hers, but he will pick up his 5th point at 8 to go. Merrick Gallagher says he wants to try to get something done in this tempo, though, so he's going to try to bring this thing a bit closer. You can watch Hers recognize the acceleration. He knows exactly when it's time to put up the wind sail, slow down, and save up effort for later tonight. So he'll back off the effort and let the field catch. Here comes the sprint for someone's going to get second place here in the current standings. It looks like Bowie's lining himself up. So there's your ride of the year coming to the front. And your current leader tonight in the Omnium gets 1. Good for second place right now in the standings. So if the race were to end right now, the rider with 5 points, Matty Hers, dangling a little bit off the back right now, would have the most number of points. He would carry forward not 5, but 15 points to add to his total for the overall Omnium standing. So that'll help him a lot here in the points race. But even if he doesn't get another point, that was a great move early in the race. He doesn't have to get another point at this point. He's going to be in the top of the leaderboard just from those 5 points. Bowie's going to start taking his fair share now as he wants to try to pick up a lot more. So you see that rider in green and purple is just going to be watching the front here and trying to get a point every lap. From here on out, he now has 2, sitting in second. There's Sandoval, number 101, coming to the front. But Bowie's just sitting on the wheels, ready to jump again. He'll take another point here, just taking advantage of these riders on the front of the group. And 5 to go, Bowie finds the 3rd point. Your leader, still Matty Hers. He's sitting back in the field now, the group that's in the middle of the back straight currently, so he's still kind of in rest mode. Your front group of 5 starting to fight over the points here. Here goes Gallagher trying to attack on Erickson. Coming onto the home straight, Erickson wants his first point, but it'll be Merrick instead. Number 150, it looks like, gets the call officially for his first point, moves him up into 3rd. Everybody else looking for their first point. This is a good duo here between Erickson and Gallagher. Gallagher's shown some really good endurance this season at the end, and Erickson's always known for this kind of move. So these two could possibly pair up and pick up a few points here at the end of the race. So Gallagher sitting on the wheel. Won't be surprised to just see him let Erickson get this one maybe, as he needs a bit of rest to try to get one more later. Here comes Erickson for his first point. Your rider in blue is the front of the race. 3 to go. Those 2 riders going into the Greg Cycle Signs about to be caught by the leaders. I believe that puts those 2 riders kind of into the no man's zone. They're in between the field and the leader, so they haven't been caught just yet, but they are not the lead of the lap. Here comes your leaders onto the home straight. Erickson and Gallagher fighting now. Erickson knows that he may not have many laps left to get points. He's going to try to contest each one of these now. 2 points to Erickson, good enough for 3rd. The junior right behind him has 1 point, good for 4th right now. Your leader is still Matty Hers, who's nowhere near the front again. He did all that effort at the beginning. He's happy to be in the field. He can get ready for the next race after this one's all done. Your leaders are going to be seeing 1 to go in the bell. And Gallagher learned last time, we're not riding together anymore. Erickson's fighting for everything. So Gallagher goes in the attack out of turn 4, trying to get another point here. It's 1 to go. Gallagher finds this one. He's got 2 now. This is now the race for 3rd overall, as these 2 are tied. Erickson and Gallagher in a race for 3rd place. In fact, whoever wins this sprint will be in a tie with Bowie and ahead of him in a tie break, which should push them up into 2nd overall, and officially is the call here. So Erickson will find the point. That'll bump him all the way up into 2nd unofficially. A good move here for the rider from Gene Johnson Cycling, as well as our junior rider here. Nice move to get off the front and pick up some points. All the riders with 0, their positions are being broken right now. They're ties, so Baker wins out of the field. The riders with no points is your first rider across the line, which I believe means Baker ends in 5th overall. A little crazy there as things get pulled apart in these tempos. Let's bring the next field up as everybody has now crossed the finish line. Open women to the rail. Oh, pardon me. He's signaling, I got to call you up. Stand by. In the International Omnium for the Open Women, currently in the lead, number 18 with 15 points, Victoria Park. In second place with the Center Cycles team with 14 points, Annette Williams. And in third with 13 points with the Jerry Baker Juniors team, Lucy Dorer. Ruth Tomko with 12, Charlotte Westover with 11, Amara Edwards with 10, Christine Diebler with 9, Caitlin Pellerbrook with 9, Laurel Safranek with 8, and Jasmine Ching with 7. All riders to the rail. Riders going into the neutral. This is yet another tempo. First couple laps aren't going to be for points. You'll hear the bell. That'll let you know that the front of the race will get 1 point every lap till the end. Same rules apply as we just saw. That's right. We're streaming live on YouTube right now. JB Velodrome is the name of the channel. If you're watching right now, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and the notification bell. All the normal stuff to show support to the Velodrome here. We're working out of the shed in a public park. We're working hard just to be able to bring you some coverage so you can watch from anywhere, support racers, and rewatch the racing later. If you're here in the Velodrome and want to check out the stream right now, you can get to the channel pretty quickly at velodrome.org/live. Or, of course, search on YouTube app. Just type in JB Velodrome and you'll find the live stream going on right now. We've got some more GoPros going, the action cam. That's all due to the great work of Sean down here. We've got the live stream team up here working and getting the angles and working the camera. A bunch of kids helping out here throughout the summer. A big thanks to them for helping with the racing action being covered and broadcasted. Of course, you can show your thanks to them with that thumbs up on the video and a comment in the chat showing your support and thanks. Our group right now about to get their start out of turn 4. We'll get this tempo underway. There's the whistle. Racing is happening. It's 12 laps. A couple laps here, no point at the front. We'll get the bell. And then we're going under this tempo. 1 point at the front each lap till the end. Your leader in the race right now by a single point for the overall Omnium is number 18, Tori Park. Trying to move towards the front right now. Ruth Tomko on the lead of this lap. You also follow us on socials. We'll repost and share a lot of the great photos that you see from our partners out here that come and take great photography. We got some fun videos up there. We also post a lot of updates, some off-season information, reminders, all that great stuff. You can find us on Instagram and X or Twitter or whatever you're choosing to call it. The social is at JB Velodrome. Point at the front next time around to the leader. Lucy Dora on the lead of the lap right now, maybe hoping that was the point, but just not yet. One of our juniors there leading the lap. Annette Williams on the wheel, but no points yet as it's this lap, your first point now coming out. Three riders wide here coming out of the turn. Westover's riding in the blue line right now. It seems she can come around the wide side on this one. And it looks like Westover going to find the first point. 201 gets the call. And again, every point's so valuable in the tempo. You may only get one in the race, and that's still valuable. It means you could sit out in the final sprint potentially. Not have to work so hard at the end of the race. As many situations in this race, you'll find not a lot of riders with points. So good value there for Westover. Official warning to rider 208, Pellerbrook, for riding under in the lane when it was occupied. Rider 208 with an official warning. riding underneath in the lane when it was occupied. That was Christine Diebler, number 205 for Liquid Velo. Picks up 1 point there. Now tied for first with Westover, number 201. Both those riders starting to fall off the front a little bit here. Here now goes Dorr and Williams, who I think are going to really be the tempo setters of this race tonight. In fact, Dorr kind of with the overall endurance right now just is going to really keep this race fast. Annette trying to stay on the wheel and maybe pick up a point here and there. We'll try to run at the line, and she'll be able to do it here, number 11. This is where Dorr is going to quickly adapt and say, all right, I can't do the work and you take the point from me, so I got to reposition myself. Oh, the kid trying to hold on here. And again, stolen at the line, saying, what the heck, what do I got to do? Park with a point. 4 riders with a point apiece, all tied for first. Williams, Park, Westover, and Diebler. Dorr says, when is it going to be my turn? It's now a very solid separation here. Everyone else kind of coming out onto the back straight, just coming out of turn 2 as our lead group of 3 goes under turn 3. And you can see they're getting organized. They're trying to hold on. But right now, your leader's in such a position where they're just going to continue to try to apply pressure and pull themselves away. Here comes Annette for another point. Takes the lead with 2. They just saw 5 to go. Realizing that Lucy is not going to win this thing by just leading out everything. She's sitting in the middle, letting these other 2 lead it out. They beat her in a couple of these sprints, so a smart adoption of tactics here from Dorr. She sits until turn 3. A nice jump here for the kid, trying to find her first point. Will she finally be able to do it as Park's trying to make it tough here? Dorr with a good jump in turn 3. Oh, I think she might have got it. We'll have to double check that one. That was close to the line. Waiting for confirmation. Park coming in with great acceleration down the home straight. 18 gets it. Man, Lucy stolen again at the line. Here goes Tori now just trying to ride away from this group. And for all this effort, Rue's still not, or sorry, not Rue, it's going to be Lucy's still not in the top 5 here, top 4, pardon me, without finding a single point yet. But Tori here, really great athletic move. Very strong athlete this evening, number 18, picks up another point and moves into first on her own. Williams now in second, number 11, your Rider of the Year jersey, back behind Dorr. The other riders with points, Charlotte Westover, number 201, and Christine Diebler, 205, both have 1 apiece. They're back in the chase group, the main field, who's just in the middle of the back straight now. Currently, Rue Tomko on the lead of that effort, trying to bring this back together, but it is still so hard to bring back the strength that's currently on display at the front as Tori just continues to dominate here from the front of the group. Park now with 4 at 2 to go. The leader's about to get the bell. Tori's been off the front here for a little bit. She can find this point. There's guaranteeing the finish will be hers. 1 to go, and Tori's got 5, enough to be absolutely uncatchable here. Williams just now reaching the wheel. 1 to go for the rest of the field as well. 1 to go. Tori in the lead position right now, both on points and on the track. Leads the group of 3 into turn 3 now with Williams and Dorr on the wheel. Riders could just ride in at this point as this is their order. They're pretty much already established what their finishing order is going to be, but a nice sprint nonetheless as Williams says, I want to get 1 more just because I can. Why not? She'll get 1 more in that finish. That gives her 3. Still good for second place. And the sprint out of the field looks like Edwards will be the next across the line. She's just behind Dorr in the finishing order because, again, for all of her effort off the front, Dorr never found the line first. And that's a rough position to be in. That'll put her in 5th overall, I believe, with Edwards will be 6th. All right, Cat 3s will stand by for their call up to the line as our last few athletes come across from the open women field. And now for the tempo race for the Cat 3 and 4-man International Omnium. Up first, your winner of the first of the scratch race for East Portland Youth Cycling Team with 15 points, Gavin Newman. In second place for the Dyna Racing Team with 14 points, Jamie Park. And currently in third place, number 307 with 13 points, Mike Jors. Peter Snoblin with 12 points, John Reinders with 11, James Campbell-Harris 10, Mike Ritter 9, Conrad Mayer 9, Michael Westover 8, Serge Malikian and Keegan Fairbanks 7, Ryder Carlson 6, Dan Pham, Jordan Green with 5, Kevin Ulrich 4, Z-Dog with 3, Stanley Douglas with 3, Parker Stanford 2, Luke and Fred with 1. All riders to the rail, please. Riders rolling out for the tempo. 3 unscored laps. You'll get a bell at 10 to go. Next time across the line, you'll get points at the front, just the front rider. Again, same format you saw before. Riders will carry forward based on their position in this race. They'll get 15 to win it for the Omnium, and so on and so forth. If you're enjoying the action here this evening, maybe it's your first time visiting or you're a longtime fan, thank you for making your way out to the Velodrome. We are so proud and so thankful to be partnering with King County Parks for all of these years to bring this racing to you. Our great partners here at King County Parks have worked with us to maintain this Velodrome and the surrounding areas, the water service, all of the other critical services, the lights you see. They have partnered with us to maintain and make sure that this place is operating at its best. Our thanks again to King County Parks for maintaining and helping us with this Velodrome. And we hope you enjoy, of course, the services here at Marymoor Park. What a beautiful place to have here in Redmond, Washington. Spider-Man is on the move at 12 to go. There's a lot of things that go into supporting our nonprofit organization. The Marymoor Velodrome Association has been operating since essentially the beginning of this velodrome back in 1975. Started shortly after to ensure the operations of this place were maintained and continued. You can see all of the corporate sponsors we have along the home straight, as well as if you're watching on the stream on that banner down in the bottom right corner. There are a lot of partners we have. You can go into the video description and get links to their businesses. So if you want to show some love to our sponsors, easy way to do that is go to the video description of any of our videos that have been posted to our channel and check out the links of all of those great sponsors that have stepped up for us this year. Be a patron and supporter of their business. Check out their websites and show them some love, because they're sending money our way because they believe in this community and they know that there's a lot of people that will have eyes on this that are going to be interested in their great services. So check them out. And thanks again to all of our great sponsors here in 2023 for supporting us and helping keeping racing thriving and alive here in the Pacific Northwest, bike capital of Washington State, of course, here in Redmond, Washington. 10 to go. Bells ringing. That means one rider across the line next time gets a point. James Campbell-Harris wants to try to get this early point. Not going to be unchallenged, though, but it looks like he's got enough speed here. Can he hold on? Ooh, will be Campbell-Harris. Number 311 unofficially gets that call, and there's the number. So your rider for AirTech Racing, your early leader. Mike Ritter was on the wheel, didn't make the jump to take the point last lap, but he's still out in front, so he's going to carry the momentum. This is going to be a nice, easy cruise for the point. If he can get this one, that'll be a nice one to put in the bank for sure. Ritter for one on 8 to go. And, oh, Newman with a good acceleration down the home straight. Will take the point. Three riders with 1 point apiece. I have it as Campbell Harris, Ritter, and Newman all in a tie for first. 1 point apiece. Your leader in the Omnium coming back to the front again. Here comes Newman. The speedy kid out of Portland's been doing some really good work here in the Cat 3 field all season, trying to find some more good results here tonight in our regional championships. He'll find another. That gives him the lead right now. Still 6 laps remaining. Your leader, the junior, number 350, with 2 points up in that group of 3. Here comes Peter Snoblin now to the front. The tempo's a good race for this rider. He likes the consistent tempo himself. That's kind of his style and his groove. So he's going to try and take advantage here, see if he can just apply this consistent speed and find a point. Snoblin on the front, trying to hold on here for the point. It will be Snoblin. Now it's Parker Stanford flying in quickly, number 348. Almost making it up there, but he does get up into that group of 4 just as Snoblin pulls up, though. Nobody else willing to do the work. Newman sitting behind the wheel of Park right now. They're all kind of in this moderate tempo right now. The field's kind of biting on their heels at this moment, but Newman should definitely take advantage while he's out here. He'll do so again. He sits out a lap or 2. Here comes your leader in the points trying to find his third. Another one of our under 18-year-old riders styling on the field right now, number 350. Picks up his 3rd point. Alone in the lead, 3 riders with 1 point apiece. I've got Snoblin, Ritter, and Campbell Harris currently tied for 2nd. Mike Joyce had a good finish in the scratch race too. Came in here top 3. The rider in blue makes a nice move now. Unchallenged out of turn 4. George will definitely pick this point up. Maybe he wants to stay out here a little bit. Looks like he's going to keep pushing the pedals. A good move here at 3 to go. You can see that aggression across the finish line. You can kind of tell as they're hitting the line, are they going to keep on it or not? And his body language showing it's time to try to get another point here. Your leader in the middle of the back straight now. And there's the field right behind with Mike Westover on the lead of the pursuit, trying to hold on to that great speed from Jors. Now coming onto the home straight, picking up his 2nd point. Jors in 2nd. 2 to go. Gavin Newman, the leader, kind of in the middle of this group now coming onto turn 1. That's number 350, the rider with the most number of points. He's about to be in a tie, though, if Jors stays off the front where he is now, and he should be very comfortable to pick up this next point as he's got a nice gap still opened up here. John Reinders, that rider in white, doing a bit of work to do the catch here, but it's still Jors on the front. Bell's ringing, 1 to go. Jors now in a tie for the lead. 1 to go. Can Jors win the tempo right here and now? The field trying to get this a bit closer. Newman thinking he might be able to catch here. Here goes Park now, trying to go off the field to find at least 1 point. But if Newman can find this wheel, this might be his ticket to win it. Down the back straight, the catch trying to happen here. Jors still on the front, trying to hold off. Can the catch happen? Here comes Park. Good acceleration down the back straight. Newman's right on the wheel. Coming around the corner, Jors, this distance kind of closing down. The rider in blue wants to hold on to try to win the race. Here they come. Newman's trying to come around the outside, trying to get the race. Jors, Newman will find the acceleration. Newman will take this one too. Another one for the junior. On that catch, almost felt like the field, someone's going to go get it. Someone's going to get it. And then Jamie Park pulls up and says, I'm going to go get it. Newman hops onto the wheel and takes the win. We're going to stand by for the officials for just a moment, so I will call up riders when we are set to go. Thank you, Cat 1-2 men, for your patience and for being ready here. Stand by for just a moment. Thanks again, everybody, for coming on out right in the middle of our International Omnium Regional Championships for everybody here. We're about to go into the third of 4 races. And in just a moment, once I get the all clear from the officials that we're ready to start, we'll call up our starters here for the Cat 1-2 men. Good chance for you to check out our food trucks, maybe go in and get your beverage order in as well. Check out a new vantage point from around the Velodrome, or maybe pull out the smart device and let people know you're here at Marymoor Park enjoying the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. You can tag us at JB Velodrome on the socials, or of course check out the stream right now. Pop onto YouTube, the channel name JB Velodrome, or go to velodrome.org/live to get the link right now and show your love and support for the Velodrome's coverage of the racing action all throughout 2023. You can re-watch all of the great racing this season, including Derby Days, Vision Grand Prix, the Junior Takeover, all of the championships here in the month of August, and the great Friday night racing programs, including the really fun nights we had, thanks to both Snowblin and Hers, their fun evenings of some mixed-up racing they got for their auction spots. That was a good time. Riders, we'll bring you up now. We're ready to begin. Let's call first our top 3 in this competition right now. In a tie for first, both with 28 points. First for Waterline Racing, John Bowie. And for Gene Johnson Cycling Team, Galen Erickson. Currently in third with a total of 25 points. For the coefficient of speed, Matty Hers. Up next, we got Andy Baker, 24 points. Merrick Gallagher, 23. Mario Sandoval, 20. Christian Miller, 18. Kenny Williams, 17. Nolan Adams, 16. Carl Hafer, 16. Austin Hildreth, 12. Mike Darlene, Andrew Lynch, Scott Grinsell with 11. Nick Martinez, 8. Luke Wilson, 8. David Chipchase, 6. Danny Tomko, 4. Riders to the rail, please. You might think this is a pretty fast neutral, and that's because it's time for the elimination. If you've been out here to watch racing at the Velodrome, you know this is a very critical neutral lap, especially for these Cat 1-2 men, where positioning near the front is kind of prime real estate. The further back you are, the more in danger you are of being eliminated. Last wheel across the line, every single lap gets removed from the race. And that is how we decide our position also for finishing order. So the longer you stay in, the higher up the list you'll go. Our group currently in between 3 and 4 are about to get their start as they are all together. And there's the whistle confirming racing's underway. Eliminations begin next time around. Last rider pull, the Cat 1-2 men. Once again, find your favorite, look for your rider. Your rider of the year currently in a tie with the speedster from Gene Johnson Cycling, Galen Erickson, number 130. Matty Hers coming all the way to the front. He's currently in third in the overall standings. He's at the lead of this group, but he won that tempo race for his early aggression. He's going to try to start this race off fast himself. Be nowhere near the back of this field. Look out for Austin Hildreth right now, the rider in that red bike. Kind of in a bad spot right now near the back, trying to find some room to hide. He'll go down the sprinter's lane. That may not work out, and he knows it. 118, Austin Hildreth is found. That back lower part of the track, so dangerous to sit in. Scott Grinsell wants to get off the front and not even mess around with the back anymore, so he'll take a solo move from the front. The field okay letting him do this. This is not to his advantage except for just ensuring at least a lap or two of total security off the front. So Grinsell off the front, but look to the back now as we watch what happens with the riders at the back of this field. Oh. 152 is Lynch. Lynch. A rare situation where the rider down low found enough room. The sprinter lane was a little bit tight for Hafer, but he found the room he needed. And it was the rider up top that gets caught instead. You don't always see that kind of depending on the lap. In fact, Hafer says, I didn't like that. He backs all the way up the rider in green. He goes all the way around the corner and back up over the top of the field. Adams, 111. Right in the middle there It was close between a couple wheels, but Adams just barely sticking out. It's still Grinzel off the front here, and again, ensuring that he's in the race here for a couple more laps. If he's nowhere near the front of the group, he's nowhere near the back, that's for sure. He's safe off the front here. Oh, chipping up out of the saddle, but 117 knows it's his turn already. It's Chip. Trying to get the acceleration. Could not find it just yet. Grinzel's still off the front. It's John Bowie driving the train for the field. Nick Martinez at the back of the group, the rider in that light blue colored jersey for the coefficient of speed, trying to position himself to stay in another lap. Moves around the right side, not find the acceleration though. That'll be 122, Martinez. Your leader in the race right now, again, a tie between two riders, Bowie and Erickson, both in this group. They catch Grinzel off the front, and this might just be Grinzel getting overtaken and off the back now as he's put in his effort to stay in long enough, and this is kind of a move you can do in the elimination. Go off the front, burn all the matches, and then let the field catch you and say, all right, I got my effort. I got in a little longer than I might have otherwise. So here comes Grinzel for his elimination. Everybody in the field is safe. 181 gets the call. It's Luke Wilson now in the driver's seat at the back end of this thing. Has to make the big move around the right side as he comes around turn 3 and 4. Kind of in that lineup right behind Miller and Sandoval. You can see that lineup on the far outside of the group is accelerating and moving up, sliding up over the group. Wilson trying to move, the rider in blue with that white helmet, trying to get position here and eliminate someone down low. Carl Hafer, 141. Hafer. Wilson does the work necessary right behind Miller. They come up over the top, and it's a rider in green down low that gets got this time. We're down to 10. So your top 10 positions here in the order. Things start getting a little bit more interesting here for the International Omnium finishing points as we work our way up. Look out for another one of our center cycles riders as Luke Wilson's going to try and take him out this time. 119 is Darlene. It's two more center cycles riders as both Wilson and now Kenny Williams at the back end, both having to kind of rotate around. Look out, there's Erickson, one of your leaders in the race, also near the back. Trying to hold on. He'll slot himself into a good spot though, so he should be safe here if he can move up and forward just a bit. Watch for the two riders in blue at the back now, trying to take out Sandoval maybe down low. Whoa. 182 is Wilson. 182, Wilson. Had the lane, had to just get a little bit more acceleration before getting to the line and just couldn't quite hold on. 8 riders left. This is Erickson now coming up to the front. One of your riders in the tie for the lead in the Omnium, trying to stay competitive here. Gallagher coming around the right side, should be able to get someone else out of this race. 101 is Sandoval. 7 riders left. Miller at the back end of this field, but he's got good momentum now. He's going to try and carry around and go around this field, leaving, looks to be Kenny Williams in the back spot right now. It's kind of that driver's seat. It's the responsibility of that back rider to reposition. He's doing it well here. Oh, might be between Erickson and Baker now. Williams moving quickly. It looks like Baker might have been left out. 103, Baker. It's kind of this like musical game of chairs. You watch the field rotate around, and sometimes it's not about speed. It's just kind of how that positioning game plays out. And I think that's kind of what we saw there. A lot of shifting of positions. Baker just kind of lost the position, lost the lane, no window available. This elimination will be for 6th place. About to be in the top 5 positions. You want to hold on just another couple laps if you can. Oh, fanning out across the track here. One of your leaders in a tough spot. 130 is Erickson, left out of this one. Big implications for the Omnium right now as one of your leaders out in 6th now. Gives a chance for Bowie to start to separate himself as he's still out there, as is Hers, the rider currently in 3rd. Williams feeling like he wants to get aggressive here. One of our riders for the Center Cycles team is going to take the jump all the way in turn 3, thinking he can't really do the jump later. So nice move to get down the sprinter's lane, force the rest of this field to come around him. Christian Miller now in a really bad spot, and he's already pulling off the speed. 1, 2, 3 for the 10-speed Hero Racing team found at that time. Here's your top 4 now. Christian still 5th place for that elimination, but here we go. We've got Kenny Williams for Center Cycles, John Bowie at the front as well, Maddie Hers, and Merritt Gallagher, the Jerry Baker Jr. rider, the under 18-year-old rider. I can think of his racing age is 16. And Kenny Williams pulls up, says, I've done my work. That was a good race for Williams. These three are all safe. The field is safe right now. Here comes your rider in 4th coming across the line. Williams with a good race, about to get his elimination. And down the back straight, we've got the rider of the year leading the pace right now. He'll make the jump down the back straight. Merritt Gallagher, the representative for the Jerry Baker Jr. team. A good acceleration here. He'll jump the wheel quickly. Bowie's going to be left out and back. He's going to have to work harder than he thought. He pushes down some good pressure, and there goes Hers off the back. Gallagher and Bowie. This is a familiar-looking finish. I've seen this one before. Gallagher knows how to race these eliminations. He's so smart and savvy in there. Bowie, so powerful. Both these riders have raced great eliminations this year, and here they are side by side once again. The jump comes down the hill out of turn 2. Gallagher side by side with Bowie into the flat in the back straight. Bowie on the inside lane. He'll be able to pull up the acceleration. This is where Gallagher's going to have a hard time. He wants to get back on the wheel. Good move from the junior. Reaccelerate himself, try to get in the slipstream and come back at it. Bowie and Gallagher. Gallagher and Bowie. And Bowie. Gallagher with a great race. The 16-year-old again. Such speed and savvy. What a great finish. Fun to watch this kid out here on the track, and he made it a good one. Bowie holds on for another victory here today. Stand by for your call-up for the Open Women in their elimination race coming up next. And now we get into the 3rd race for the International Omnium Regional Championship for our Open Women competitors. Your top 3 to start here. First up, number 18 with a strong 30 points. It's Victoria Park. In 2nd for Center Cycles with 28 points, Annette Williams. And currently in a tie for 3rd for the Jerry Baker Juniors, both Lucy Dorr and Charlotte Westover. With 21 points, Ruth Tomko. With 21, Christine Diebler. 20 points, Amara Edwards. With 17 points, Laura Safranek. 16 for Caitlin Pellebrook, and 15 points for Jasmine Chang. All riders to the rail, please. You saw the elimination for the Cat 1-2 men. Same race format for the Open Women here today. They'll be going around in the neutral, and as soon as that race starts, the very next lap, we'll start pulling riders off the back. It'll be a little shorter race because there's less riders to get through this elimination, but this all will still play out for a fun race to watch here as we work our way towards the finale for the season, and of course the finale for the International Omnium. Thank you for joining us here. We hope you're having a beautiful evening. Friday Night Racing has one more week. Next week on Friday, we got postseason fun, and get this, it's Rider's Choice. We don't even know the schedule yet. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to be a great time. There will be some action on Facebook to help make those determination riders. Keep yourself posted. I think I just got the call that it was going to be up on Monday for riders to vote on their choice for the program. So look forward to that next Friday, the postseason, and our last official Friday night racing of 2023, 1 week from today. If you want to be keeping up with us in the offseason, don't forget you can also subscribe to the newsletter. Head to velodrome.org, go to the Connect tab in the main navigation menu. There's a subscribe to the newsletter link there. You can put in your information and you'll get monthly updates from us, including when the auction and those ticket sales will go up during the offseason if you want to help us raise some money to support the Velodrome. Here comes our first elimination now. Oh, good sprint at the back here. 228. That's Safranek. Good move there from what looks to be 235. I think it's Jasmine making the great acceleration on the home straight there to stay in at least one more lap. She'll hold on the wheel now of Edwards, who comes up into position. Anybody who's watched Edwards race here for a long time knows this is one of her favorite races. So she's going to try to get some positions here. She's going to try to sprint her way around. So look out for Team Mama Bears here at the back end. Going to try to get some riders out, at least for this first couple laps. Getting in position here. This will put out our rider from Breakfast Racing Team. There goes 2:08. Caitlin Pellerbrook out on this lap. Another move here at the back is both Edwards and Cheng trying to fight for position here. 2:35 is Jasmine. 2:35. Edwards trying to find another acceleration here from the back as Westover is starting to pull away from her. Trying to come around the right side. Here comes Team Mama Bears for another acceleration. Maybe Diebler left out in the bottom. Let's see. It will be Diebler, 2:05. Caught on that lap. Good for 7th in the standings now. It's Edwards at the back again with Westover right in front, and there's Ruth Tomko lined up. No surprise to see your leader in the standings, Park, right next to Dorr, the two leaders on the tempo and the pace right now. They've demonstrated all night that they've got the ability to tempo set for this field. Not another jump left as Edwards will sit up for this one. 5 left in this field. Edwards will come out on this one. And number 5 has the number called. Good for 6th here today in the elimination with 5 remaining. Westover, the junior, there in that orange bike sitting at the back of the field with Ruth Tomko right in front. They're going to be the ones that are going to have to find the acceleration here, come over the top. We're probably going to see these 5 basically side by side. They're going to have to ride this one smart now as Tomko's already starting to reposition themselves through turn 3 and 4. Williams trying to find that window, has the space. It's Westover in the second line up behind. Can she get the speed necessary? 2:01, Westover couldn't quite get there. A great effort for the junior, but found this time. She'll be in 5th. 4 riders left. Now Tomko, the back rider. You got Tori leading the group. That's Tori Park, your leader in the points right at the front. Right next door, Lucy Dorr again with Annette Williams on the wheel behind her. Here comes Tomko again through turn 4. Williams going to have to accelerate. We're going to have 4 riders wide. Who's out this time? Tori's trying to hold on for the sprinter's lane. Lucy losing a little bit of position here. 28 is Dorr. 28 out in 4th. Good effort again for the youngster, Ruth Tomko, now our youngest rider left in the group, trying to hold on for the speed here as Tori's put on a clinic on overall athleticism tonight in this group. And Annette Williams, always good in a sprint, going to try to be making this one tough on Tori on this lap. Rue's still on the wheel. Can try and make this move through turn 3 and 4. She's feeling like she has to get moving here now if she wants to stay in one more lap. Here they come. Ruth Tomko still right behind Williams. Not finding it, already starting to pull up. Number 25 with a great race ends in 3rd. A good showing for the junior. And here comes Park and Williams head to head on the final lap. Trying to make this one a little bit shorter before getting up to speed. Park's got the shorter lane, but also has been leading this lap the whole time. And Nunette says, I think I got a sprint. And Park says, I don't. Williams with the jump. That's all she needs to do. It says, I got some speed left, and that'll be enough to close this race down. Williams takes this one. Park, 2nd overall with a great finish. Cat 3s and 4s, stand by for your International Omnium call-ups. And now in our 3rd race tonight for the Cat 3 and 4 combined field in this International Omnium. First up, let's get our top 3 positions up to the rail. In 1st overall right now with 30 points for the East Portland Youth Cycling Team, Gavin Newman. In 2nd with 27 points, it's number 307, Mike Jors. And a tie for third place. We got two riders at 25 points apiece for Dyna Racing Team, Jamie Park, and Airtech Racing, Peter Snobland. Mike Ritter with 21, John Reinders with 20, Conrad Mayer with 18, Mike Westover and Ryder Carlson with 16, Keegan Fairbanks with 14, James Campbell Harris, Serge Malikian and Jordan Green with 12, Dan Pham with 11, Z-Dog and Kevin Ulrich with 8, Luke Tallman and Fred Marshall with 4. Douglas and Stanford to the line as well. All riders now to the rail. And our final elimination here tonight. After this, the beginning of the long points races to conclude the International Omnium. We'll finally get to see who will win these races. They come in with the points they've earned from the previous competitions, and they start with those points in the final series. The International Omnium, all about that final points race. Give yourself as good of a start as you can, and then off you go for a nice big long points race at the end of it. And after that, we can finally determine who our regional champ will be in the contest that is the International Omnium. Our riders trying to get together on this elimination. Not quite looking like they're there. They're getting the signal for another lap. Take it around. Still in the neutral. Did have a pretty good mark to it. All right, it looks like our field coming back together again. And there's the whistle. Racing's underway. Last rider across the line is eliminated. Every lap down to the last. Off we go. Peter Snobland trying to lead the lap. Conrad Mayer coming alongside him. Right now in, I would say the driver's seat, but really looking more like the hot seat. There's a really big long line. There's Fred Marshall trying to hold on to the acceleration down the back straight now. Parker Stanford right in front of him. If he can hold on to the acceleration he has right now, might be able to get to turn 4 and carry a little bit of momentum into this first elimination. .452 is Fred Marshall. It's Dan Pham now at the back end, the rider in the dark blue jersey, sitting at the end of that big long lineup. Things starting to kind of gather up a bit more now as they were pretty firmly stretched out on that first lap. One of our riders from East Portland down at the blue line trying to find space. 40-34 is Luke Tallman. Luke Tallman from Team Epic. Gavin Newman all the way at the front now, your leader in the overall points, trying to lead this field. At the back there's Dan Pham again, trying to find the way to eliminate another rider. Jordan Green right in front of him, the rider in the gray jersey. I feel that's criminal having a last name like Green. 419 is Pham. Pham. And puts Jordan Green now at the back end. There's James Campbell Harris, Airtech Racing back there as well. Another rider from Team Epic's kind of going to be in here at the back end of this lineup too. That's Ryder Carlson. It's Jordan Green now all the way at the back, trying to find some room. He's going to go down low, thinking he might be able to get some help from that slipstream as the top's pulling away from him, but just not able to get up there. 446 is Jordan Green. Kind of a unique night tonight to be able to bring together the Cat 3s and 4s. We couldn't ride 4 categories with 3 races tonight. We had to ride 3 categories for 4 races. So some of these Cat 4s kind of experiencing a bump up in their speed with the Cat 3s this evening. No surprise to see that, but of course, good experience and fun for them here tonight nonetheless to get out there and jump in with the field, makes the group a little bit bigger, a little bit more fun to watch here this evening. Ooh, trying to find some room on the outside. Got a little close there. 444 is Keegan. It's Ryder Carlson and him. We're kind of fighting up there along the rail just to find some room. But it looked like Carlson Ryder got the room they needed to make that jump and left the other junior out of the race here. Jamie Park, one of our speedsters for Dyna Racing, at the very back end has to reposition himself. He's doing pretty well on that move. That's going to put one of our riders at Airtech Racing down the sprinter's lane. Oh, maybe not. 461 is Ryder Carlson. Still plenty of riders to work our way through here. And Snowblin once again has come to the front. I think he's got Serge Malikian right on his right-hand side trying to drive the train. Z-Dog, Mike Jors are all up there near the front, setting that lead edge. Parker Stanford getting a little bit lucky last lap. He's trying to have to work a little harder this time. Can't go on luck. 337 Westover. Stanford makes the move and finds someone else out this lap. So good move from Parker Stanford to recognize. Can't stay down there again. You're down to the left. You're basically at the whims of the rest of the field. If you're up to the right, you got to work a little bit harder every lap. But you're in control at least. You can move, you can reposition, you can push forward. And that's exactly where he's positioned himself. Looks like James Campbell Harris now at the back end of the field trying to find a lane and a window to move up in. Will not find it. 311, James Campbell Harris. Parker pulling off the acceleration for a moment, wants to sit back in on the wheel, so he'll get in this lineup right behind Conrad Mayer for the Dyna Racing team. Conrad up and out of the saddle, so now Park will have to as well. So you see them coming into turn 3 and 4 with the rider for Airtech Racing moving up to the rail, trying to come up and around the rider in pink. This might put Kevin Ulrich in a tough spot if they can get the acceleration they need. And he's already shaking his head. He knows what's coming. 351 is Ulrich in the sprinter's lane, is found that time. And there we are, down to the field of 10. 10 riders remain. It's Stanford again having to do some work here at the back end of the field. It's going to be a 1 versus 1 ride here. Oh, 418 is Mayer, Conrad Mayer. A one-up sprint at the back. You don't often see that. Two riders kind of dangling, end up just going kind of head-to-head. And awfully close there, but once again, Stanford kind of playing this role nicely at the back end of the field, able to nip away some of these riders one at a time. On deck, the points race for the Cat 1-2 men is coming up. The final series of races here in the International Omnium, right around the corner. Stanford's all done and out at this point. He's done the damage. 348 gets the number called. In a better finishing position than in previous races. He does so with some really good grit there to take some riders out. So a good work there for the rider from Airtech Racing in this top 10 finish. 8 riders remain. Mike Jors now driving at the front, pushing the tempo. Z-Dog looking down the leg, saying not much more to give. Fell swoop falling off the pace here a little bit, and the field is all going to be safe. Z-Dog for Fell Swoop Racing, 303. Still Mike Jors, kind of just above the red line, wants to hold the pace, no one in the sprinters line. He'll move down near that just as I'm prompting him to. Mike Ritter right behind him. There's Gavin Newman, the leader in the International Omnium. The rider for Team Epic is in third wheel right above that red line, number 350. And we're at one off the back again, so the field all safe as Serge Malikian, 336 will have the number called. Just gives the shrug. You know, 7th place, not too bad in a big field here tonight. And working his way up in this top 10 finishing order. Acceleration coming on the back straight this time pretty early. Haven't had to do this for a couple laps. The field may be sitting on its laurels a little bit here, so the jump now coming. And now to turn 4, it looks like Snowblin might be in a tough position back behind Jors. Can he find some window here? Not going to be able to find it, or he's shaking his head. 3-4-7 is Peter Snoblin. Five riders in the group. This is now going to be fifth place getting eliminated this time. And Jor's moving around trying to hold on the rider in blue. And look in the middle here. 353 Reinders. Out in fifth. Now to your top four. Ritter at the front. Jor's next door. There's Newman and Park, two riders of the Dyna Racing team, but Ritter's starting to look down at the wheel. I think he's signaling to everybody, that's it. That's some good nonverbal communication there. Still good for fourth overall, but the field's going to be safe here. There's three riders left after this lap. Jors, Park, and Newman right in the line. Your top three in the standings right now. Newman, number 350, came into this race with 30 points as the overall leader. Jors, number 307, with 27 points, good for second. And Jamie Park, with 25, was in third overall. Although in a tie with Peter Snoblin when we started this race, this will put Jamie Park a bit ahead of his competitor from Aerotech Racing. Oh, here we go. Third place on the line. Newman making a good acceleration. It looks like Jors is already starting to sit up a bit here. It's Park and Newman head to head. And now for the win. It's between Newman and Park. Newman's been looking very strong here tonight, but Jamie Park's been saving up one here. Dyna Racing loving to see this jump. And a good finish for the excellent speedster for Dyna Racing. Gavin Newman's going to save it for the points race and come back with a vengeance, but Jamie Park will pick up some good valuable points here to end the elimination. Cat 1, 2 men, stand by for your call up for the points race. And now we get to the final race, the conclusion of the International Omnium, the points race for the Cat 1, 2 men. Coming our way, let's get our top three up here in starting order. First for Waterline Racing, the undeniable John Bowie with 43 points. In second place for the Coefficient of Speed with 38 points, Matty Hers, and also with 38 points for the Gene Johnson Cycling Team with 38 points, Galen Erickson. Merrick Gallagher with 37, Andy Baker with 33, Mario Sandoval, Kenny Williams, Christian Miller all with 29, Carl Hafer with 23, Nolan Adams with 20. Mike Darling with 18, Scott Grinsell with 17, Luke Wilson with 16, Austin Hildreth with 15, Andrew Lynch with 14, Nick Martinez 13, Dave Chipchase 11, Dan Tomko, all riders to the rail. And would you believe it, after three races already tonight, they've got to go for a big 5-0, 50 to go in this big points race. The points I gave you at the beginning are the points the riders start with. Every time they sprint, they're going to be going for 5, 3, 2, and 1 on those sprints. You'll know they're sprinting because there'll be a bell that rings on those special laps next time around. First four riders get points, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Last lap is worth double, 10, 6, 4, and 2. Rider with the most number of points at the end is the winner of the whole series. All the way back from that scratch race, all the way to this point, this is the only one that counts for the real finishing order. Who's going to be on top of the podium? Who's going to be the regional champ here today in the International Omnium? Good to see some of our fans tuned in on the Velodrome's YouTube channel, still chatting in the live chat. Thank you, of course, for your support and enjoying the coverage here tonight. If you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button. We're coming into the big final action here today. The points race is the culmination of the competition, all that's been going out throughout this Friday night racing program. One more big one to go. It's a 10x5 format, which means 10 sprints, 10 opportunities for riders to get points, and they're separated by 5 laps. The first bell will be at 46 to go. Next bell at 41, every 6 and 1 from then on to the end of the race. You'll get a bell the next lap around. First 4 riders get points. And remember, the race is already being led by John Bowie with 43. That's how much he comes into the race with. So your leader currently in the race, number 124, Bowie, with the green and purple jersey. Remember, Hers and Ericsson both came out here with 38 points, just trailing by 5 in a tie for second. So this race is not over yet. As much as Bowie has been dominant, Hers, Ericsson, Gallagher, they've all been very close to the front in these races, or even won some themselves. I mean, this race is not over yet. There's not a huge advantage that Bowie has gained up to this point, so he still has to make a good race here for himself. In fact, there's one of your racers with points in 4th overall. Gallagher at the front, number 150, has 37 coming into this race. Only 6 back from the leader as they get started. There goes Ericsson now. We're going to see a lot of this from him, I think, is well before the bell's ringing. Ericsson, if he's got a good window near the front, he'll probably try a couple of these types of sprints where he's going to make it long, well ahead of the bell, try to bring this thing up to speed. He hits turn 3 in the lead of it before the bell's ringing, and now we're going at 46 to go. Sandoval on the front. Down the back straight, Hers, one of your points leaders, currently in a tie for second, is right at the front. Bowie right next door to him. Hers in the lead still. Bowie trying to come up alongside. Hers at the front, trying to get this first 5. Hers, Bowie. Bowie for 5. Hers 3. Gallagher 2. Looks like Ericsson for 1. We'll get those points totals updated in the score sheet, and I'll announce where we're at here shortly. But your top points getters all active in this very first sprint will add to their lead. Next bell at 41 to go. Always going to see this in a race like this. Watch for the endurance-favored riders to try to take advantage right after a sprint and see if they can get a break going here. So when the riders want to catch their breath, off they go. But Ericsson's not in this, and he loves this kind of effort, so he's already putting in a big effort here to try to catch up to these front 5. Bowie and Gallagher both in this, so that's a serious threat for Ericsson. So he's going to try to scoot this thing very quickly back together. So maybe not quite the right formation, not quite the right time in the race for this thing to form. But at 43 to go, Bowie's off the front. He's got Hafer, Martinez, Chip Chase, and Gallagher all make up this front 5 with Sandoval closing in on him. We'll see a few more of those, I think, before this race night's over. But Sandoval puts the nail in the coffin here to bring it back together. And our attack basically fizzles out at this point, but well ahead of that bell. They'll get the bell next time around, seeing 42 to go. Ericsson hits the front and makes another attack again, well ahead of the bell. So, like I said, this is a very kind of textbook move for this rider. This is the kind of speed he wants to get into, well ahead of the bell, doesn't want to wait for the sprint. So Ericsson once again trying to drop this hammer on the field. Who's going to take the bait here? Looks like Williams and Baker jump on, as does Bowie. 41 to go. The field kind of letting this thing get away a little bit. Gallagher doesn't like that. The rider with that red helmet's near the front of the field, but he's not going to be doing a ton of work right now to catch those 4. This is now Baker on the lead of the lap. Started this race in 5th place with 33 points. That's where he is currently as well with 33. Bowie, Baker, Erickson, and Williams come across the line. Our points total should be updated in this way with Bowie still in the lead at 53 points, wins both of the first 2 sprints. In second place is Hers and Erickson, still in a tie at 41. After that, we got 4th place to Merrick Gallagher with 39. 5th place to Baker with 36. Williams now moving up to 30 points. Everyone else has the same number of points they started with. The top order relatively unchanged, but the points difference between Bowie and chasing Hers and Erickson is growing, as now Bowie has a 11-point advantage on the chasing riders, Hers and Erickson, both back at 41. I can do math. That's 12 points. Thanks for the assist. 38 to go. Your break of 4. Still holding on a little bit here, but there's enough energy from the field that most of these riders off the front feeling like this effort's not worth it anymore, except for Erickson. He dives right back down in that lane. Says, I am not done yet. Erickson's going to do everything he can to apply pressure to Bowie. He wants to make this thing as hard as he can constantly, no rest. As Bowie's got kind of a good mixed skill set. He's strong in his sprint, but this pure endurance approach, he's trying to make it as hard as he can here, so Erickson's going to use everything he's got. Number 130 back on the attack right away. This brings apart the field again, and now we sort of have those up in front and those in the back. Your group of 7 with Hafer, the rider in green at the front. Bowie not wanting to do any more work. He comes up very quickly. He doesn't need to catch anybody anymore. It's back together again, so he gets off the front right before the bell's ringing. Hers looking down saying, okay, what's going next? Who's coming around me? Hers currently in second with 41 at the front of the field. And here we go again down the back straight. Gallagher finding his way to the front now at the start of this sprint. Might be able to find a good 5 here. Hers trying to hold on to his wheel, reaccelerates himself onto the junior, onto the home straight. Gallagher trying to hold on for 5. Hers will slot in for 5 ahead of him. Gallagher for 3, Bowie for 2. Miller gets his first point of the points race, getting 1 on that sprint. Bowie in the lead with 55 after the last 3 points he earned there. Make it 2 points, pardon me. Your leader now with 55. Hers wins the sprint, moving him up to 46 in second. Gallagher in third now with 42. Jumps over Erickson now in fourth place, still with 41. Andy Baker in fifth with 36. So Hers closing in just a little bit, now 9 points off the leader. Gallagher moving up into third overall after the previous point sprint. Erickson again on the attack. So as I said, this is the kind of move he's going to continue to try to play. Number 130 will not let this race rest at 33 to go. Field moving above the blue line now for a moment. Most of the leaders do finally decide time to get a bit more in the system, a little bit of rest and relax before back and fully engaged. Cruising tempo now above the blue line for the field. .32 to go. Bell next time around. That's Nick Martinez now at the front. Gallagher, the rider, just moving up into third overall. The junior number 150 comes to the front. There's Lynch, number 152. Quick rotations at the front here as we're kind of in this wait and see moment. Chip Chase leads down the back straight. Bell's ringing again. Ericsson's at the front. Andy Baker watches the field from up high. He backs off, though, for the moment, as it'll go to Ericsson and Bowie leading this thing out. Sandoval, rider 101, trying to get on the action as well, following Bowie's wheel into this sprint. Miller also in a good position here. Might be our top four. Are starting to separate themselves, and there they go. With Miller kind of in the back position right now. Sandoval and Miller trying to spread themselves out and fan out around Ericsson and Bowie. Sandoval will get the 5, Bowie 3, Miller 2, and Ericsson 1. Bowie may not be getting 5 every time, but you don't need to get 5 every time, but he's just in every single sprint. He's still gaining ground on some of the riders behind him with that kind of effort. Your leader now with 58 points after picking up 3 on the last sprint. 58 to Bowie. 46 to the second place rider, Matty Hers. Now with a 14-point difference to the leader. 42 points to both Gallagher and Ericsson, and tied for third. Baker with 36 in fifth. Sandoval moves up into sixth place now with 34 points. Christian Miller has 32, good for seventh place. Again, your leader with 58. You have to go back make it 12 points. Again, math's hard. Back to Matty Hers, your rider in second. Andrew Lynch now, the rider for Gene Johnson, on his own attack down the back straight. Will try to pull away from this field. He's not currently in a top 10 position, so he might get some room here, an allowance to make a run at it and maybe pick up some good points here at 27 to go. Hers watching him. Number 104 pulls up to the right. You got this group of 4 just off the field. Gallagher, Miller, Hers, and Williams are in that group, and the rest of the field right behind. Lynch still in position here. He will be getting the bell, and in pretty good position right now to potentially pick up 5 for himself. Still looking on good pace as he comes out of turn 4 onto the home straight. Getting the bell. Points next time for Lynch. Nice move here for the rider for Gene Johnson. Field waiting here. Hesitation. They're sprinting for 3 points now between them. Nobody's making the move yet. Lots of waiting. Looking around. Certainly not going to be catching your leader at this rate. Here comes the move now from Baker. Took a while for somebody to take the jump and really get things going. Baker has got Ericsson, Gallagher, and it's like Hafer in the sprint. Lynch comes across the line for his 5, and down the home straight. Here comes Ericsson now for 3, Baker for 2, and I got Gallagher for 1. That's the first time number 124 wasn't in the sprint, so Bowie not getting anything there, but nor did Hers. So the lead still looks very similar. Your updates are Bowie still your leader with 58, Hers still in second with 46. Number 150 is Gallagher. Did pick up a single point there. Ericsson, though, picking up more, moves himself into third with 45. Gallagher in fourth with 43. Baker also getting some points there. He's still in fifth now at 38 points. The rest of the points look pretty much the same. Your top 5, same names, a little bit different order. Gallagher gets bumped back down to fourth with Ericsson in third. Hers still in second. The difference between second, third, and fourth has closed down again, though. Hers only has a single point on Ericsson right now, 46 and 45 between those two. So number 104, the rider in second, needs to start looking for some points here, or Ericsson, number 130, might be able to take over that second spot right now. 23 to go. And there goes Ericsson, the rider in third, trying to take over that second place spot and continue to chase the rider in first overall. Ericsson down the back straight, now in the lead. Hafer for Found Cycling Guild, the rider in green, on the wheel. Now 22 to go. There's Hers coming up to the front. He knows it's time to get more involved here. Watch where Ericsson's at, so he'll come up alongside him. In fact, now at the lead as he comes up to the rail, and the whole field will follow his move. Hers may not have gotten points here in the last couple of sprints, but he still comes into this race already halfway through it. He's still in second, so he's getting a lot of respect here from the field as they follow his wheel still through turn 3. Gallagher kind of watching the inside line, and he's kind of positioned in a good place to be able to jump any attack here from the front. So he's watching this field knowing this is a bell lap. Hers comes down the hill, and so does the rest of the group as they'll kind of follow position. Very smooth movement down to the sprinter's lane as the whole group following the lead into the bell lap. Still Hers on the front, no acceleration yet. Look for someone in the middle group here to start the jump, and there's Sandoval trying to get things going. Miller was on the wheel. He'll try to also roll up onto the back straight. Here goes Miller hitting turn 1 into the lead. Hers losing the lead position now. Might still be able to come back to it as he has the sprinter's lane. Hers coming back into it. Bowie losing a little bit position here. Sandoval and Miller still at the front. Sandoval for 5, Miller 3, Hers 2, Bowie 1. Important there again for Hers if he wants to stay in second place overall to find some points. He gets 2 there. Bowie, your leader, picks up 1 more, increasing his lead up now to 59 points. 11 points better than Hers, back at 48. Erickson in third with 45, and Gallagher in fourth with 43. Sandoval jumps into 5th now with 39 over Baker. And here goes the junior. Right after the big sprint, he thinks he's got some endurance here. This is a huge move, and the field's letting him go. He's waited a long time for this, and he still has this kind of endurance, and the field goes, are you kidding me, man? Gallagher trying to end this night with a really impressive effort. Try to do some really big work here. He's got a long way to go to win the race, but nonetheless, this is an impressive effort for the kid here. Gallagher at 18 to go. He's encouraged 2 riders to try it with him. His 141, 182 coming out here is both Hafer and Wilson. The field just not feeling threatened too much just yet. They allowed to get him almost halfway around the track before they started to reaccelerate. You can see right now Bowie, the leader of the race, is back on the front trying to close it down just a bit here. We'll go back to our chasing group of 2 with Hafer now on the front. Also, we need to close that gap down just a little bit. But Gallagher still looking very smooth here at 17 to go. Getting a lot of help from the home crowd as he's got a lot of teammates on the infield cheering him on. Number 130, Erickson, not going to let this sit any longer. He's feeling unhappy about this. So the rider from Gene Johnson Cycling will go out of the field and try to at least make this first bridge really quickly. If he can get up to these 2, he's probably just going to leapfrog this and see if he can carry his momentum. Coming into the bell lap at 16 to go. Gallagher in great position for the next 5 points. 16 to go. Erickson gets up to the bridge group of 3. So he will be in a good position for points, as will Wilson and Hafer. The junior rider, the 16-year-old competitor in this Cat 1-2 field, has had a great 2023 season. And here he goes off the front of this field, looking very smooth, calm and collected here for 5. Erickson for 3, Hafer for 2, Wilson for 1. The rest of the field, no points, but they're starting to feel a little bit anxious. Gallagher's given up this effort now. He says, I couldn't win in a big sprint, but I need some help here. He'll get on the wheel with Erickson and Hafer. This is a good move to try and find where Hafer and Erickson are. Points are getting fun here. Top 4 positions. We've got a leader in Bowie still with 59 and 3 riders with 48 points apiece. Hers, Erickson, and Gallagher all tied now at 48 apiece. Second place is wide open. Bowie here with 59 still has an 11-point advantage to these riders all in second. After that group tied for 48, we got 5th places Sandoval with 39, Baker in 6th with 38. But man, this race for the top, there's still good podium places up for grabs, and this race isn't done yet. Bowie could somehow lose this race at some point to these leaders if they can stay away here. Couple more sprints like this, and it could get pretty interesting. 13 to go, Bell at 11. It's Gallagher, Hafer, and Erickson working together right now, but they're starting to look a little winded. And as soon as that body language shows that, that's exactly when Bowie starts chomping at the bit and says, let's go. Let's close this gap down. No more of this nonsense. I'm winning this race. I'm going to get right back into position for this next sprint. That's all you're going to get, and that's the work you need to do right then and there. It's already done. Leaders caught, 12 to go. As the catch happens, of course, the leaders that were off the front, they say, yeah, we don't need to work. Let's take a break. Let's rest. And that's exactly when Nolan Adams is going to move down to the sprinter's lane. Field will give him some, very similar to Lynch's move earlier. They're going to allow him to kind of move away, not currently in a top 5 position. So all the top 5 riders are kind of allowing this to happen at the moment. Good opportunity to try to pull away and maybe get some points for himself. So Adams now off the front. The field sort of sitting off of this effort at the moment. 11 to go. Adams on the lead of the lap. Here comes Ericsson, though, in really big pursuit. Baker, Sandoval, and Hers all lined up. This catch is going to happen really quick here through turn 2. As Ericsson takes it up and over the top, and Bowie doesn't want to be out of the action either, so look out. This thing's going to be quite fast around turn 3. Bowie's going to come flying up the side here. Baker and Ericsson at the front, but Bowie's going to take over here quickly. Baker trying to hold on in the middle. Ooh, Baker will get this. Baker 5, 3 for Bowie, 2 for Sandoval, and 1 for Ericsson. The top is still pretty close here, and it's an interesting race for second. Your leader continues to look so strong tonight. Number 124, Bowie, with some more points in that last sprint, is now at 62. 13-point lead on Ericsson, who's now at 48. Hers and Gallagher still at 40. Excuse me, Ericsson at 49. Hers and Gallagher now tied for third at 48. Andy Baker moves back into fifth at the previous sprint, now at 43. Sandoval bumped to 6 with 41. They saw 9 to go. 2 sprints remaining in this epic conclusion here today. 50 laps. This contest at the end of 3 other races, the International Omnium being raced here in a great fashion today. A lot of good speed and a lot of good tactics shown by this group. And just 2 more chances here this evening for us to bring some points up. See who our winners is going to be. The winner feels pretty well concluded already with Bowie. If he can find even a single point here anywhere in the next 2 sprints, he pretty much has it on lock. But the race for second and third, certainly very tight right now, as we still have Ericsson, Hers, and Gallagher very, very close in the points. Looks to be Carl Hafer now making his move away from the field. Found cycling at 7 to go with a solo attack here. Lynch back in the field sort of watching and letting this one move away as well. There's Bowie and Ericsson, some of your leaders right at the front. Bowie doing a bit of work there through turn 3 or into turn 3 to keep this going. And now Ericsson will get up out of the saddle. Bell's ringing for Hafer. Points next time. Carl Hafer in a great position here for 5 points to his name. Ericsson, Hers, and Gallagher all lined up. The competition for second. Kind of the more interesting race to watch. Those 3 riders at the front of the field right now, all within a point of each other. Hers has been out of it for a bit here again. He wants to find the front. So does Merrick Gallagher, though. Can he find that window? He'll sneak up around Hers. Hafer still out the front. Here comes Gallagher out at the turn at the lead of this sprint. Hafer for 5. Whoa! 3 for Gallagher, 2 for Bowie. Looks like 1 for Sandoval that time. That will give Gallagher control now over second place temporarily. Bowie now at 64 in front of Gallagher by 13 points, your leader. Second place, 51 to Gallagher. Third place, 49 points for Ericsson. Fourth place is 48 to Hers. Fifth is currently 43 points to Andy Baker. Sandoval got a point in that last sprint, but he's still back at 6 with 42. 4 to go. For being even involved in that last sprint there, Bowie getting any amount of points was really just the final confirmation he would be the winner here tonight. And he's guaranteed at this point with 13-point lead. He doesn't have to participate in the final sprint and will still be your winner in the Omnium. But I know John will have to know that he still treats this as an opportunity to get faster and to be an athlete every time he shows up. So he'll try to be involved either way. A 3 to go. Luke Wilson tries to pull away a bit, as is Lynch and Williams, both pulling off the front a bit here and stretching this thing out. This has been one heck of a long night. These athletes have been out here for an awful long time in this points race, and they got one more big sprint to go. The real race to watch now, we're going to keep our eyes on number 150, Gallagher, the young rider with the red bike, who's currently in second. Near the front of that field, he's got the black and blue jersey. We're watching Galen Erickson for Gene Johnson Cycling, number 130, the rider in blue with the white helmet, near the back right now. We're watching Matty Hers, number 104 for the coefficient of speed, with 48 points, currently in fourth. Still very few points separating those riders. This final sprint worth double, 10, 6, 4, and 2. Very easily, those top 3 or 4 positions could be flip-flopped around in this final sprint. Bowie sitting at the front, your leader, already your winner. I mean, it's already set in stone at this point. It's just going to be confirmed at the end. Here comes the bell. Let's see who can find the top positions in this podium. 1 to go in the points race. Our International Omnium coming to a final conclusion. Off we go. Gallagher's near the front right now. He's watching for Bowie to get up and up to speed. He'll try to take off and win this sprint from this field. If he can be near the front, he will be second overall. Bowie will take off and say, yes, I don't need this, but I want it. You can't take this away from me. Bowie up and off through turn 3. Wants to find the final 10 points. He can do so. Gallagher trying to hold on for second overall. Sandoval coming in for some good points. It'll be Bowie your winner. Sandoval comes in for 6. Gallagher with 4 will be second place overall. Nolan Adams will get some points in there as well. John Bowie, your regional champ, and Gallagher with a great race and a great conclusion here, is able to hold on and even gain some more points in that final sprint. Will guarantee second place overall for the Jerry Baker Jr. rider. All right. Stand by for the start for the Open Women. And now for the exciting conclusion for the Open Women in this International Omnium. Your top 3 in the points entering into the points race. In first place is number 18 with 44 points, Victoria Park. In second for the Center Cycles Racing Team with 43 points, Annette Williams. And in third with 36 points for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s, Lucy Dorer. With 35, Charlotte Westover. With 34, Ruth Tomko. Amara Edwards, Christine Diebler with 30. Caitlin Pellebrick, Laurel Safranek, and Jasmine Chang, all with 24 riders to the rail for the points race. Official warning has been given to rider 181 for failure to follow commands of the commissaire. That official warning for 181 in the previous race. Might have a few scratches here tonight for this group. It's a little bit smaller to start a points race. We've got 30 laps on the cards. Make that a 6x5 format, 6 chances to sprint every 5 laps. It'll again be on the 6s and the 1s. You'll hear the bell. On 5s and 0s, riders will get points at the front of the field. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Double on the last lap. Coming into the race, it's Victoria Park, who starts with the best start, but it's only by a single point. Number 18 leads by a point over Annette Williams, 44 and 43 respectively. And it's a few points back to Lucy Dorr, number 28 and third with 36. Riders getting the start out of turn 4 in just a moment. And the racing is underway. We may be coming to a conclusion here in our season, but we do have one more set of races to host next Friday. We're going to be doing Rider's Choice, but One other thing that's coming to close the regular season is my season. I'm going back to my other gig. I'll be working the Friday Night Lights at Rimmon High School instead of over here. So once again, we've got one more week of racing next week. Happy to have been here throughout this wonderful season. We'll be taking my time off. This is the end of my season here in 2023, and we'll be coming back and excited to be back here up on the stage up here on the deck announcing racing again in 2024. Please do stick around and check out the social media and the off-season and our website to know when racing will be coming back. Preseason usually coming in May. All of the great racing that you come to expect through the regular season in the summer months, all on Friday nights, all planned to happen again next year. And of course, we come to a conclusion right around September as we get kind of in the beginning of the rainy season as fall. We are always a little bit up against the rain here at the Velodrome. But you can look forward to some postseason racing. Rider's Choice next weekend. Voting should be happening for the riders. Athletes can get online, I think on the Velodrome Facebook page might be the place to go. And voting will be up Monday for Rider's Choice. Open Winfield just getting started. They just saw 28 to go. First bell at 26. And first points next time around. Lucy Dorr on the lead of this effort now with the first points up for grabs. Next time across the line, there's your leader right behind her, number 18. And Annette Williams on their wheel as well, all lined up for this first sprint for points. The top of the race is just 1 point separating Park and Williams, so your leaders already in a battle and an important sprint here to start establishing who's going to take over in this one with Park leading it out and Williams on the wheel. This is a good one for Williams to try to come around and grab this one if she can and get this early advantage. Park's looking strong here on this first one. Williams trying to run at it. Ooh, number 11. I think we'll get it. Park, Tomko, and Westover look to be the riders across the line in that order unofficially. That will give Williams the lead with 48. Park in second with 47. Nice three-way tie at third place now between Tomko, Dorr, and Westover, all with 36. Seeing 24 to go. Dorr on the attack again here, 23 to go. Tomko jumping up to the wheel quickly. Bell's ringing for points again here at 21 to go. Your leader is kind of allowing this thing to come back together again, with Park sitting on the front right now at the blue line and waiting for the jump. Dora with a good bit of acceleration into turn 3, with Tomko finding the wheel quickly, and here comes Williams now as well. Dora leading out the effort onto the home straight. Opening things up here a bit is Tomko trying to find the 5. Ooh, Tomko for 5, Dora 3, Williams 2. Is between Westover and Park for 1. I think it might have been number 18. It'll actually go the way of 2:01 in that last sprint, getting 1 point. So it's Westover nabbing the single point on the previous sprint. 19 to go. Your leader, Williams, with 50. Park in second with 47. Tomko in third now with 41. Dora with 39. And Westover with 37. $17 to go. $16 to go. Bell's ringing again. Your leader, Annette Williams, watching his door, moving away a little bit here on the front. Trying to wait for another rider to bite, though. Sitting above the red line as Park is sitting right behind her in that sprinter's lane. Westover sliding up on the right-hand side, kind of closing in the gap a bit. Here comes Dora up and out of the saddle now from the front. Williams is right on her wheel, though, and now Park will try to reestablish the lead from the sprinter's lane. Williams on the outside. Park still on the short lane, trying to find 5 this time, in a good position to do so, but Net's going to make a good run out on the home straight. Williams and Park. It'll be Williams. Oh, maybe not. Very close between those two. And then it's Tomko for 2, and I believe Dora for 1. Another close sprint here in the open women. Williams did get the sprint, good for 5 points there now, bringing up her total to 55 points, 50 to Park, so a 5-point difference between leader and second. Tomko with 43 in third, Dora with 40 in fourth, Westover in fifth with 37. That's your group of 5 right here coming across the line at 14 to go. 13 to go. Bell's ringing for more points. Here we are at 11 to go. Again, it's number 11, your leader, Williams, in the race with 55. Trying to watch for Park is number 18. In fact, right on her wheel. It was Pellebrook for the Breakfast Racing Team trying to lead things out through turn 2 with Lucy watching her wheel now and now taking over at the front down the back straight. You're right in second. Park kind of sitting this one out as Westover and Tomko and now Williams coming up to the front. Dora at the lead, but Annette will take over here. And Tomko, it's going to be a nice move by Tomko, but not quite enough to get there. So give it to Williams for 5, Tomko for 3, Dora for 2. Looked like Tori for 1. The leader, Williams, now with 60 points. Park in second with 51. Tomko in third with 46. Dorr in fourth with 42. Westover still in fifth with 37. And Tori trying to put on an attack here. Kind of sat out the last sprint a little bit, kind of left out, felt fresh after the sprint. Trying to get a little bit away here from the leader. But it looks like Lucy Dorr is willing to try to chase her down here. So this will help Williams right back into the lead position.
I've been trying hard to keep my cool, but when you're near, there's nothing that I can do. When you're walking in, I know it's true. It doesn't even matter how hard I try, 'cause when I hear your voice, my walls come down. Boy, you are the only thing I want. There must be a way I can make you see.
7 to go. Lucy Dorr off the front here, makes it a move out of turn 2. Williams covers quickly here, tries to grab the wheel and does so nicely onto the back straight, but will not try to keep on the speed. Rue Tomko might be thinking about it, and they pull up out of the way as well. Now it's Tori Park down the sprinter's lane. The rider currently in second comes to the front as the bell's ring, and now 9 points back. Has got to do some work here to try to get back in the lead. Number 18 at the front. Still Park on the lead of this one. Kind of leaving an opportunity down the sprinter's lane for someone to jump in. Might as well be Lucy Dorr coming to the front now. In a great position to grab 5 here. Dorr for 5, Williams for 3, Park for 2, and Rue, number 25, gets 1 point. Confirming Williams now your leader with 63 points. Park with 53 in second. Tomko and Dorr now in a tie for third with 47 points apiece. Both riders 6 points behind Park in second place. Westover still in fifth with 37. Seeing 4 to go. Two to go. Coming into the end of this one, Williams still in a strong lead with 10 points ahead of the next rider. Just has to get something in this last sprint to guarantee a win. The only rider that could overtake her is Victoria Park. So all she needs to do, and what she's thinking right now, is just don't let Park beat me. If I can do that, I'm in good shape. Tomko and Dora, the 2 riders from Jerry Baker Jr.'s, are tied for third right now and will settle the tie on this final sprint. They both have 47. They could technically find second place overall if they could somehow keep Park out of the points and one of them wins the sprint. That might also be interesting to see. So we could also be cheering on for both Tomko and Dorr in this last sprint. Here we go, folks. It's the final lap of the International Omnium for the regional championships. 1 to go. Pellebrook on the attack as the bell's ringing. Might as well put in one big fast lap here for Breakfast Racing Team at the front. Here comes Williams trying to ensure she gets the win tonight. If she can just get something in this sprint, she will be on top of the podium. Right behind her is Dorr and Tomko and Park, your same riders. It is up to this final sprint to settle out who's going to be in third. And Williams doesn't even want to let this thing be close. She's like, I need something. How about all of it? 10 points for Williams. Dorr trying to beat Tomko in this sprint. It'll be a close one. Ooh, Dorr, I think, might have gotten the sprinter's lane just barely. Tomko will get 4 points, and it's Dorr for 6. Park gets 2. She'll hold on to second place. That should put Dorr up into third on the podium, and a great finish for the juniors in that group, and everyone in the open women field will exit on the back straight. Stand by, Cat 3s and 4s, to be called up in order. And finally, our conclusion now for the evening, for the regular season, and for this International Omnium for the Cat 3 and 4 men. Let's bring up our top 3 in the points to start the points race. In first place, with 44 points, East Portland Youth Cycling Team, Gavin Newman. In second, in a tie for second place, number 307 with 40 points, Mike Jors. And for Dyna Racing Team, also with 40 points, Jamie Park. Peter Snoblin has 35, Mike Ritter with 33, John Reinders 31, Conrad Mayer 25, Serge Malikian, Mike Westover, and Ryder Carlson 21, James Campbell Harris, Keegan Fairbanks 18, Z-Dog Peterson 17, Kevin Ulrich and Jordan Green 15, Dan Pham 14, Luke Tallman 6, Fred Marshall 5, Parker Stanford and Stan Douglas, all riders invited to the rail. 30 laps on the card, 6x5 points race to conclude our evening here in the International Omnium Championship night. Our combined Cat 3 and 4 field on their way. Look out for number 350, your winner of several of the races here coming up to this point. Gavin Newman with 44 points. I think he only found second place maybe back in that elimination, winning the previous two. Mike Jors and Jamie Park, that's number 307, the rider in blue with the white helmet. And Jamie Park from Dyna Racing with pink, number 320. They're at the top of this competition right now. They've been the most active at the front. They've been very successful up to this point. Let's see how they continue here in the Omnium with the concluding points race. About ready to start out of turn 4. Here's another rider near the top of this competition. Snowblend at the front with 35 is currently starting in 4th place for Airtech Racing. So another rider to watch here tonight in this long points race at the end of the evening. See what Snowblend's going to do to try to stay up in the top of this, maybe move into the podium, as it's only 5 points back to Snowblend before he's in top 3. Ready? .27 to go. That's Conrad Mayer at the front for Dyna Racing. Another rider near the top there, John Reinders, number 353 in the white. He's got 31 points. There's Mike Jors in the blue with the white helmet watching the front. He's currently tied for second with 40. Field all together in turn 3. Coming into this first bell, Z-Dog on the lead of the lap. There comes Serge Malikian. The field sees his attack near the rail. Good acceleration for Serge now coming up into turn 1, well ahead of the rest of the field. Westover watching that rear wheel, seeing if he can get back up there. There goes Reinders as well, the rider in white. Still Malikian on the front, but Westover trying to fight. It'll be Malikian, Westover. There's Reinders, and Jors, I think, barely coming out of the group, should get one there, if I'm not mistaken. Westover sitting off the front here at 24 to go. The field kind of letting him position himself. He's kind of cruising here in front of the rest of the riders. We'll get the points totals after this first sprint in just a moment. Interesting move here for these two riders, allowing a lot of room here. Is Stanford and Westover at 23 to go. Really opened up a big gap here. Again, we have to kind of keep track of the race within the race. These riders started with points, and they are not in the top 5 conversation when they started the race. So the field kind of allowing some of these kind of maneuvers is not surprising. But this does mean that the field is only fighting over 2 and 1 points at the moment. Your leader is coming on the home straight. Seeing 22 to go, looks like here next time around, we'll be getting the bell and likely still in position 4 points. The field's starting to move a bit quicker under the power of Snoblin. This is something that Snoblin does very well from the front. Again, he's happy to do some of this kind of work. He knows that he needs to keep this race close. Bell's ringing here at 21 to go. Westover and Stanford still in great position at the front. Mike Jor is out of the field, though, making a big jump, the rider in blue with the white helmet. Joris gets out in front of the field and will be able to pick up 2 here. It looks like it's going to be Westover and Stanford going for 5 and 3 now. 20 to go. 5 to Westover, 3 to Stanford, 2 for Joris, and 1, 2. Oh, that might have been Newman. Sneaky move. Rider number 461, Carlson Rider, with a warning for ending the sprinter's lane while occupied back on the previous lap and a half or so. 461 recorded official warning for ending the sprinter's lane while occupied. A little bit of break off the front here for 2 of our riders, trying to just get a little bit of separation. Not being allowed a lot of breathing room here now, as the field anxious to bring this back together again a little bit sooner than last time. Snoblin taking advantage of the confusion there, a little bit of forward and backward at the front, as he'll try to go off the front enough just to get this thing up to speed. He's got some helpers. He may be willing to at least try to keep it fast for a while. Saw 17 to go. $16 to go. Bell's ringing. Points next time around. Jamie Park coming out for some action here on the front as he's leading out this sprint. There's Newman, your leader coming into this contest, now coming back into the race. Making a good move around the side here. Should be able to come up and challenge for the 5 between Park and Newman. A good sprint here. Oh! Might have been Newman, so close. Whoa, 353, that's going to be Reinders for 2. Conrad Mayer, I think, coming across for 1 that time. $14 to go. There's Snoblin at the front. He's got Mayer and Jors up there with him, as well as Reinders, the rider in white. Group of 6 now kind of coming together, and Z-Dog feeling like I needs to get up here as well, so Vel Swoop will close the gap. $13 to go. Just saw 12 to go. Bell next time around. Bell's ringing for points. Everybody's all together here, getting ready for the next sprint. Snowbin off the front here, number 347. Again, came in with good advantage. I've been a little bit on the back foot here to be able to provide points as we're still kind of solving a little bit on the back end. But I can tell you that Snowbin's still in the picture here. If he can just find some good finishes in some of these sprints at the end of the race, might still be able to be a figure for the top 3. And here's in great spot here to pick up 5 in this one. Aerotech Racing on the front. Here comes Jors trying to chase down Snowblin for 5. Jors maybe, yep, for 3. Reinders for 2. Park, number 320, for 1. Only 2 sprints remaining now here at 9 to go. All right, updating our points totals. Newman still your leader with 50. In second, Jors with 46. In third, Park with 44. In fourth, Snowblin with 40. And in fifth, Reinders with 37. That's your top 5. Westover's moved up quite a bit. Started the race with 21, now has 29. Good for 7th. So nice improvement there for Westover during this contest. In fact, there he is again at the front, trying to get some more for himself. Now looking at 7 to go. Bell next time. Kevin Ulrich off the front of the field, trying to hold on to the acceleration from Westover. Not just holding on, he wants to take over, try to drive this thing. Ulrich now coming to the front, not even waiting for Westover's response. He's going to take over on the lead of the lap and see if he can pick up the 5 here. Going to be a big effort as the field's still relatively close, but good position here for the rider in blue. Ulrich gets the bell at 6 to go. Ulrich still on the lead, clearly well and ahead for the 5. A good move here for Gene Johnson cycling rider. Out of the field, looks like Conrad Mayer finding what he needs to get some points here. And Park for 2, Jors for 1. Jors now within 3 points of the lead. Newman with 50. Jors will have 47 here. Park also still pretty close. I think after that sprint, he'll come up to 46, just 4 points off the lead, pardon me. This is going to be a close finish. Coming into the final sprint very soon. Seeing 4 to go. Here's Rangers now off the front, trying to make his own break for it at 4 laps remaining in the field, allowing this one to move a bit. Rangers in 5th overall coming into that previous sprint, still at 37 points, I believe, not getting anything in the previous go at it, but now on a good solo break here off the front and see what he can do with it. Snowman catches. Rangers actually sitting up. So the two of them kind of watching each other off the front of the field. The field also very much hesitating here. Z-Dog will be the instigator, though. The right for Fell swoop pulls up. A little bit of acceleration into turn 3. And about half the field now also starting to feel the pressure, and we'll jump up and bring this thing back together again at 2 to go. 3 points separating the leader in second place. Newman with 50, Jors 47, Park 46. Snowblin in 4th with 40, and Rangers in 5th with 37. This race has not been settled just yet. Newman has to get a little bit in here just to feel safe. He cannot sit out on this sprint by any means. If Jors gets the 10, at best, Newman needs to get 6 in the upcoming sprint to guarantee the win. Parker Stanford realizing he's not going to be watched. He can go for a go. Let's see what he can do with it. 1 to go. The final lap underway. Parker Stanford feeling like, why not? Let's have some fun. Let's go for one big sprint here. Snowblin coming up to speed. Here goes Mike Jors now launching it out of turn 1. This could be the move. Can Newman hold on to the acceleration here? Here goes Jors down the back straight. Newman's trying to find the line. Here comes Park, Snowblin, and Newman all lining up down the back straight. This is going to be a good one. It's still Stanford on the front, but he might be getting caught through the turn. Jors hitting the turn at the front. Can Jors find this thing? If he can be at the front, he might be able to win it. Ooh, Stanford for 10. Jors for 6. Snowblin for 4. Did Newman get 2? I believe he did. If he did, I think it's going to go the way of Mike Jors as your regional champ by just a single point. Wow, what a finish for the Cat 3s and 4s. Good racing all the way to the end of this long night. That will do it for our race program this evening. My goodness, we will be doing some podiums here for all of our regional champs. Fans of the Velodrome, thank you again for making your way out and sticking through what was a very long race night. But of course, this is because the International Omnium is such a fun, long thing to put together. We're so glad to be able to offer it. Our regional champs have been found. Our regular season is all done. And with that, so is mine. Thank you for another beautiful, wonderful season of racing. It has been my absolute honor to be up here on the microphone. I want to give a big shout out to the youngsters that are up here. I've got Nick. I've got Andrew, wherever Sean is out there, on the live stream team for doing their great work. Thank you guys for doing such an awesome job behind the scenes. Really appreciate everything you're doing to make this season so great. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to the athletes. Thank you to my officials for helping me keep on track and checking my math. I really appreciate that. I'm no good at it anyways. Thank you to the Velodrome community for another great season. I can't wait to be back with you in 2024. We'll have more great racing 1 year from now. Look out for all the updates in the off season. Again, thank you so much for a beautiful finale to 2023. For those of you that can make it out, next week on Friday night, we have a post-season bonus week of racing. It's Rider's Choice. Check out on the Velodrome to make sure, or the Velodrome fan page for the voting. That's going to happen on Facebook, I believe, coming up on Monday. So riders, do look out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you again for everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your night and a great fall, winter, and spring. We can't wait. We're so excited and can't wait to host for more racing action when we get back to you in 2024 here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.